All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and we are rejoining the party of Heroes Wanted. When last we left off, the party had defeated the rat's nest at the old mill and decided that their next mission was to. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping over the part where they met Tristan's sister, Trista, who was the one sending the note. So she came back with the new character, Aubrey, and together they want to recruit her brother and his friends into helping them take down the rulers of this town who they believe to be vampires, monsters of some sort. And so they have gone and received training in the arcane arts in order to try and combat this evil. And they've now come back to rejoin her brother and his friends in battling them. And so that's what they did last night before deciding to press on with chasing down the young Odiug that had escaped into the sewers. And so we went ahead and did the encounter, the first part of the encounter with the sewers, but now we're going to be flashing back to the previous night and what had transpired between the characters and everything prior to ending up where they're at now.
Of course.
All right, so I'm going to pull you guys back to the Manticore's tail, and you should, yep, everybody's got their tokens still kind of sitting around the table from last night, and we can kind of pick up from there with anything that anybody needs to do. Um, oh, yeah, and you guys had stopped at the church before going to the sewers, and Nicholas had quelled a small riot and in the process inspired two young people to come and join him as his squires, his faithful followers. And so now they have two more hungry mouths following them back to the Manticore's tail here. And
And Soggy almost went and injured a plague dog.
yeah, Soggy tried to attack the plague doctor, and the plague doctor and the cleric, you guys still are wondering what's going on with them because you had been chased out of the church, kind of abruptly, to where you could have stayed and used the mob that was now on Nicholas's side, but it probably would have turned pretty ugly. So being the heroes that you are, you decided to just leave before there was any further violence. So there is still the questioning of the plague doctor and the cleric and all of that you guys have on your minds as well. But for now, it is time to go and tend to everything, tend to the squires, and deal with all of that. So we're gonna pick up with you guys on the road, heading from the church back to the Manticore's tail. And as you're doing so, again, there are two young people, scrawny looking boys, one of them no more than 12, and they're now following after Nicholas and insisting that they help carry his pack. And because Nicholas's player is not here right now, I'm going to go ahead and step in and say that Nicholas would be too proud, too chivalrous to allow these scrawny children to carry his heavy pack. but much like the scene from The Matrix where the kid that Neo saved is trying to help him carry his bags, you know, they'll gladly help anyone else if anybody else is like, here, you can carry my bags. So they kind of ask if anybody needs any help.
Well, for Tristan and the memories of all the stealing, he says no.
Einjamin is very interested in these two, but he is going to not engage with them for the moment.
Soggy's interest. Soggy, despite his sour mood, decides to he wants to chat with them. He's like, "Hi, hello. Are you squires as well?
Oh, go ahead.
I am squire too."
So the older looking boy kind of looks at you with almost contempt, not outright hatred, you know, per se, but like he doesn't understand why someone like Nicholas would have a basically monster traveling with him. And so they are, you know, just looking at you with contempt. However, the young boy, upon hearing you say that you're a squire and asking if he's a squire, excitedly is like, yes, we're going to be Nicholas's squires.
That is good. It is always nice to meet other squires. I am squires for Edwin. I point to the guy carrying me. He is good with that.
And go ahead.
I thought Squire's supposed to relieve the burden, not be it.
Some squires prepare your horse, and some squires use you as a horse. You know, you got the latter.
More like I got the ladder.
It just kind of sucks that Alias isn't in here because I had some ideas with the Squires.
Well, I mean, by all means, like they're NPCs. They're not his characters. So, like, what?
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because if what he wants to do as the player and what you decide Nicholas would do, it's kind of weird to do that, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, for the purposes of furthering the story and all of that, for right now, you can just kind of spitball some ideas, and if it's something that works, I'll totally roll with it.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine the younger one being less contempt with other people that aren't humans.
Yeah, well,
like it's the more.
You know how children are, like, you know, they are just more naturally curious and accepting of other things. They haven't had time to develop the xenophobia of paranoid older, you know, people.
Yeah, no one's really born racist. They kind of develop it over time. So Tristan pulls Nicholas to the side and Einjamin. So Opera said, I remember reading about you wanting to use the mill and something like that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so Tristan gets you to the most trustworthy members of the party.
Ouch.
Is it?
Take that, you elf bastard.
No one knows yet.
Oh.
Nicholas.
He hears everything.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell.
His ears do more than just frame his face, you know.
So he pulls him to the side. Well, not really pulls him, but kind of maybe hangs back a bit. And goes, we know the mill isn't... Well, it's partially burned and kind of, you know, a shit show, to put it lightly. And we have willing helpers. Why not? I don't want to bring somebody so young into what we're going to do next, but maybe they can set up for us. our next stage
That's
with the mill.
That's a fantastic idea. I tell you what, after we're done, before we rest tonight, I'll talk with them and I'll make sure that they are properly taken care of, and that I'll have them meet us at the mill so that this will be our last night at the Manticore's Tail.
Yes,
we won't have to worry about being arrested here. I think
and
after
Maddie,
today,
she's gonna poison me one day. I know it. But I'll chip in some gold for you. Just get them, make sure they have food and supplies if they need it. Bring them over there.
absolutely
Clearing an area.
fantastic idea. I'll take care of it.
And it's very natural to Tristan start delegating work and that kind of thing. Just train for this, more for this.
Oh, absolutely. Like you were raised in a higher nobility family, so barking orders and delegating authority is something that you were raised around and bred and born and raised to do.
Yeah. So
since Nicholas is being so strangely quiet tonight, I will.
What do you mean, brother? I have simply had enough of all of your nonsense, and you and I will have a serious talk later about all of this.
That's really good.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Tristan will hand over 10 gold to Einjamin to use it as fun for the squires.
Perfect. And we'll just assume that at some point tonight we'll let Tristan do all this thing with them since they are his, and we'll have them go and clean the mill.
Yes.
Yeah, and not to draw the curtain back too much for anybody watching the stream or the other players and all of that, but as you know, we have something prepared for that, and so we'll still do that. Even though you guys kind of covered like what you're going to do, we'll still, sit down and get that out of the way.
Okay.
Of course.
Good.
Just to clarify so that we don't accidentally gloss over it or anything.
Right.
Yep.
Aubrey just looks to the others and shakes her head, listening to their banter, their bickering, and their back and forth. And she just whispers to herself, nonsensical.
So, Trista probably would have been a little bit close to you, not necessarily close enough to hear if you made sure that she didn't hear, but still enough so that she would, kind of look back and see that you're, hanging back and maybe avoiding everybody, and she comes back and she says, Aubrey, I know, and we talked about this many times on the road, that my brother and his friends can be a rough sort of lot. You have to understand, they were raised to be these athletic, heroic knights, and so there's a lot of testosterone and pissing contests between them, and that is something that you just kind of accept, because even though Einjamin and Nicholas are only half brothers and Tristan is my brother, though all three of them are kind of like brothers, having grown up so close, and so they fight and bicker like brothers. Sometimes I just want to knock them across the face and beat some sense into them, but unfortunately my ability to handle them stopped around the age of 15, and they grew into such strapping men that I can no longer box their ears and get them to see reason, but maybe with your help we can calm their primal instincts to, measure against each other and get them to be more reasonable.
During the course of that conversation, one eyebrow kind of goes up. She has a very quizzical look on her face. She then kind of looks at her a bit cockeyed, and she just kind of closes her eyes and shakes her head, and she says, I have no intention of changing who they are or their personalities. I just thought that they were just being a little bit loud. That's all. And she puts her hands behind her back and moves up a little quicker, but not quite commingling with them just yet. She's just slightly behind, but not too far.
Yeah,
About
kind of
5 feet behind.
kind of taking, the half measure approach of like, okay, I'll stand a little closer, but it's still on you guys to talk to me kind of thing.
She just looks up to the sky, and she then looks to her, and she says, "Besides, if they are all brawn and no brains, then I guess that means I have to fill the other part of the equal sign.
Yes,
Regardless,
that was my job all growing up, and as you can see, I have my hands full and could really use some help."
well, they looked pretty ridiculous out there.
Agreed.
The way they swam, the way they were fighting that thing.
Oh, we haven't fought the turtle just yet.
We've gone back in time. It's a flashback.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we're
Or
walking
that
away
was a
from
flash. Or that was a flash forward, and we are actually in the present.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
pretty much.
Okay.
We're
So-
having visions pressed upon us.
So she then says, all right then. I'll judge them based on their strength and their fighting capabilities, as well as their smarts, and we'll see where we go from there. Once this battle is completed, I'll make my official determination, and I'll figure things out at that point. No point speculating right now as to what their potential is, because I have no idea what they're capable of. All I do know is that they're capable of dispersing riots, but that doesn't really take too much. I can do that too if I wanted. Granted, they won't live, but I could do it nonetheless.
It wasn't really a dispersing a riot. It was more like inflaming and, egging them on.
You're not there. No, just kidding.
So yeah, and I love it because this is like a perfect moment of like, we from the eyes of the viewer already know that they're going to, kind of fumble and bumble around in the battle. So like, you saying that is like perfect foreshadowing of like, oh, I'll judge them based on what happens, and we know what happens.
Everyone lives. It's going to be fine.
But did you die?
Nope.
Just on the
Nope.
inside, really.
Alex
Every
does
day
it
a
on the
little
inside.
death. Every day a little death.
Yeah. Okay. So, with that, I think that that's a really good amount of role play to capture the trip back to the Manticore's tail. You guys enter. Maddie is, of course, like, oh, really? These guys again? And indeed, Tristan, you get the distinct impression that Maddie would just like to poison your stew, but she still brings you guys whatever you require. Makes sure that
All right, I think
Bartel. Go ahead.
As I recall, we did a little bit of role playing here.
We did.
Yeah.
So
all of that's covered as far as you guys had already paid for your meals. We already, I'm just covering the steps of like, she brings you your stuff. Bartel puts the kettle on, gets the bath.
Yeah.
And I think
and
at
so
some
on.
point that is when Soggy got the offer of the bath, and he wanted the apple.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Tristan basically bargaining with Soggy to not be soggy.
To behave, because we had this
behave.
heaving
Exactly.
Behave.
I remember that now.
Yeah, because we had the
It was like,
having
what was
incident.
behave?
Or in his case, having.
Right.
Exactly.
And I think that we ended up with Nicholas and I over in the corner here, and I'm
Yep.
assuming that we'll do another flashback at some other points to roleplay, because we do need to have a conversation about the fact that I have never used magic before, and I just have, and that's an important part of our relationship. But since he's not here, we won't do that, obviously.
Correct. And so I'll leave you guys downstairs. The rest of you, I am bringing upstairs now. And I will put Trista in the single room over here because she is fancy and has money because she hasn't spent hers all foolishly like her brother. and so she'll take the single other private room, not the biggest one, because Tristan has already taken the biggest one because of course he has. And
I threw in 10 gold as well, so that should last a few days.
Yeah. And so now that leaves Tristan and Soggy to do their role play. Aubrey, you would probably be in the room with Trista for now, and she'll either share the bed with you or take the floor and let you have the bed because she's noble like that. Yep, Elwyn, you and Soggy have your regular room, and Soggy, I assume you want to go with Tristan to go get the hottest bath available anywhere in these lands.
Of course.
Well, Soggy, I guess you're good enough. You can go in.
Yay! He kind of like is joyfully kind of like scuttling to the bathtub and kind of like heads into the water.
Okay.
So and kind of like as he kind of like is like in it when he's in it, he's like floating like an alligator.
On your back or on your belly?
Yes, alligator's belly down.
Well, I know, but like, he could mean floating like an alligator, but still on his back. So I just wanted to
really, really happy alligator.
Yeah,
or dead. Either way.
Yeah, you guys know all about.
You'll be drowned.
Yeah, you guys know all about dead crocodiles.
Crocodigators.
Yeah, crocodigators. So, Soggy, you go ahead and you lay on your belly and kind of let your face.
Yeah.
You cut out there a little bit, DM.
Oh, I'm sorry. Soggy, you float. Oh, wrong room. Trista's like, oh my god, get out of here. So, as you are floating in the water with the tip of your nostrils just sticking out, so that almost all of you, like 95% of you, is under the water, and just your eyes and tip of
just cut out.
Oh, your tail is moving back and forth and it's rippling the water, and it kind of creates a little wave that starts splashing up at your face. As the water touches your face over and over again, you kind of get the sensation that you're underwater. And as you are having this feeling of being underwater, a vision enters your head, more like a memory, like recalling something buried in your past. When you had almost drowned, you lost a lot of your memories, and you didn't remember everything that had happened leading up to you drowning, almost drowning. But now, you distinctly remember diving down deep under a pool of water near a waterfall and burying at the bottom of this pool of water a treasure. And it's like that moment in a dream or a memory where you can almost see something, but you don't know what it is. You can't quite see it. You know that it's something. You know that it's something important, but you just can't quite picture it. You try to look at it, but it's just out of your field of vision at all times. But you can feel in your hands something that you are hiding at the bottom of this pool of water, and you're consumed with this overwhelming desire to go and get it. And with that, you snap.
Kind of like a.
Yeah, you snap out of your trance, and you find that once again you are underwater, and you try to breathe, but you breathe in the water. Make a Constitution save.
One moment. One moment.
Just under core stats, and then Constitution.
Ooh,
So, Soggy drowns at the bottom of the bathtub. No, I'm kidding. But Tristan, as you enter the room, you see Soggy splashing and thrashing about, throwing your hot bathwater all over the room, getting some of your important papers on the desk wet. Yeah.
He's just in a panic.
Tristan just stares for a moment,
Soggy, make
Wondering
another
how-
Constitution save.
wondering how something so dumb can be drowning in a tub.
As you stand there, Soggy,
He's
go ahead and make
befuddled.
make another Constitution save.
So incredibly confused. And what the? Roll it.
I just want to see what the roll is so that I can let it influence like exactly what I describe here. Okay, so
21.
as you're watching this, Soggy all of a sudden like sits upright in the tub and coughs and throws up a stomach full of water. And Tristan, you're looking at him like, did you seriously just
Yeah.
almost drown in the tub?
I like to think,
remember! Soggy kind of yells at the top of his voice.
kind of yells. I like to think when Soggy came up, Tristan was moving forward, about to grab him, and then he just popped up and threw up all the water on him. That's what I
Yes.
like to think, at least.
And then
Yes,
he goes,
absolutely.
I remember!
Tristan stares at him for a moment, grabs him from the scruff of the neck, and takes him to the door. We let me
Soggy
take him over.
remembers! Soggy remembers chest!
You can remember outside then. And he throws him out.
Okay, so Soggy, you land out in the hallway, and Tristan shuts and bars his door so that he can start to
Yes.
clean up his important. Sorry, I didn't mean to assume that, but
No, it's exactly what I'm doing.
yep, shuts and bars his door so that he can start to clean up his important paperwork that you just got completely splattered with water, and you immediately hurry over to see what the damage is if the ink is starting to run.
I just
There
wave
goes
the
that,
hand
there
over.
goes that spellbook.
Soggy's more like, and during his time, Soggy just kind of like rushes out of the room and kind of like enters the room where Elwin is and says, Elwin, I remember! Soggy remembers something!
Good
Okay.
for you, Soggy. Just take a moment to calm
In
down a little, okay?
cave! Why in cave? Chest! Chest!
A chest?
Something important!
Chest. In the cave where you were drowning at?
Yes! Something there! Holding importance! Figure in the water! He kind of like, as he's staring at, he kind of like spits out the rest of the water from his throat, kind of like,
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to real quick describe what happens with Tristan. Then I'm going to give Trista and Aubrey a chance for any role play, and we'll pick up from there. So Tristan, as you're inspecting everything, you know are smart and capable, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm not even going to bother with trying to figure out the damage and if it's okay. I'm just going to take care of this. And so you wave your hand over your important papers, and the water droplets literally like look like they're falling upwards off of the paper before just kind of evaporating into thin air. And all of your important scrolls and manuscripts and everything are perfectly dry and fine now.
Yay.
All right.
Lots of notes about this town.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I had.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just basically it's big letters, discount is shit, underlined and bolded 3-4 times.
Yeah, like every
And so-
day. Journal
Oh,
entry, day
but-
1, this town sucks. Day 2,
It's not letters from all of his creditors wanting him to.
yeah. No, he burns those.
Oh, okay.
I spent he spent money like crazy before he got here, and that was all he had left. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, so now, Aubrey, you and Trista are alone in the room and
Okay.
have some time to discuss everything in private. And so, you know, she just is available. She's not bothering you, as she knows that you value your, you know, silence and everything. As you can see, there's a little table with a chair set up over there that somebody could be reading or doing whatever, you know, wizard's work they wanted to be doing there. There's a comfortable chair to sit in, and then the bed and the bath. Trista, being chivalrous, allows you to take a bath first and offers to leave the room if you'd feel more comfortable.
She looks at her and she just shrugs her shoulder and she's like, I don't think I have anything that you don't have.
Trista
And
says she would be surprised if you did.
Let's not even think about that. And she just rolls her eyes and she is in the tub for a while. She doesn't really say too much while she's washing. She's just kind of looking towards Trista and asking basic questions while washing up. And then the more in-depth questions and answers begin once she kind of steps out, dries herself off, and puts on a nightgown that looks it's like a very dark blue kind of ice blue silk nightgown. It looks really nice.
Nice.
And it kind of has these slightly um lighter blue tinted ice crystal type designs on it. So when the light shifts against the nightgown, it kind of reflects off of those.
Like a pattern or more like
Yeah.
a border filigree type of thing?
Yeah, like a border filigree type thing.
Cool.
Mm.
Cool. So
And,
while you're doing
she's
that,
just
I'm sorry.
brushing her hair.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Trista is going to be kind of tending to her weapons and sharpening everything, but then, you know, and answering your questions, just engaging you in conversation, all of that. But then when you step out and put on your gown and start to brush your hair, Trista comes over and kind of like goes to take the brush and help you if you let her.
She'll sit down at the chair and let her do so.
Yeah, so Trista begins to brush your hair, and for just a moment, and not to tell you exactly how your character feels, but just to give you like a general sense, for just a moment, you're taken back to a time before you went off to the wizard school and you know everything that you did later on in life, and you can just remember a time being very young and someone brushing your hair, and it just being a very calming and relaxing thing, and you just can almost let yourself, forget the last few years for a moment.
It does bring a slight curve of a smile to the corner of her lip. To which she then says in a light tone, "You're the first to do this in a long, long time. I must be growing soft around you."
Trista says, "Oh, it's not soft or weak to enjoy the sisterhood of being able to help each other. It is very hard to maintain hair like ours when you're out and about in combat and everything, and braiding it and keeping it up out of our faces is difficult by yourself. So having somebody else to help with this is something that all of us need and deserve."
You speak quite long-windedly. Are you perhaps noble?
Yes, it is something that I don't really talk about because, as you know, my nobility means very little in the lands where you come from, and so it did me no good to speak of my nobility. But here in these lands, I hold rank and title, and my family is very important.
I see. She thinks for a moment, and then she reaches down with her left hand or left arm and grabs with her left hand her bag. Opening it up, she brings forth her spell book, which she then takes this pendant from off around her neck, and she places the pendant onto the surface of the book. And once it literally just stamps itself in there, she then turns the front of the book almost like a knob, and it clicks open. And she then takes her pendant back. A waft of cold air as soon as the book opens is felt, almost giving a slight crystallization to the still wet hair that Aubrey possesses. Upon the book opening, it's almost like fresh magic. The words, the writings, the patterns that she had written these spells are unlike any spells that are in existence today, other than the known spells like chromatic orb and uh, and detect magic of the sorts. But
Right.
there are some actual magics in here that are highly intricate, brand new writing. She turns the page to one that looks like it's only a third complete, and in there she then takes an ink pen that is specially modified, and when she dabs it into the jar, it almost looks like when the ink drips, it just it pulses with arcane energy. And she then takes the edge of the quill to the book, and she starts to slowly write. Looking to her, she then says, "Do you know what this is?"
I do, only in the sense that I came to your lands in order to unlock my own bloodline's magical abilities and have, learned to become a spell singer. So I am a blade singer. So I am a wizard in the sense that I know some spells, although my magic is more melee focused, less of a caster and more of a combatant. But I know that is a spell book, though I have never seen one quite like that.
She smiles to her and she then says, while looking down at the book, "This is my upcoming design for one of my next spells. Every time I close my eyes and I dream, it seems as though the weave of the arcane funnels through my mind, through my dreams. And when I open my eyes, it just feels like I know a little bit more. So I do my research, and it becomes almost like second nature to me. This one," she smiles to her and points forward, "which depicts a pattern of what almost looks like a bolt of lightning, but it is in fact actually giving off cold energy. I call this spell Ice Bolt. A higher level than higher insight than what I can gather thus far. I'm still I'm still dreaming and I'm still working out the kinks to this, but it is soon to be ready. Of course, while we're on adventure, there's no way to really field test it. So once I have completed the writing and completed the design, I can then channel it through the weave and through the open air, and it's going to have to come into materialization while we're on the field.
I see.
But I can tell you what it does do, or what it will do. It almost works like a lightning bolt, only unlike a lightning bolt, which travels through multiple targets in a beam, almost like a line. This one impacts one creature. Not as potent as, say, a lightning bolt that targets multiples, but for what it lacks in quantity, it makes up for greatly in quality. Imagine, she tilts her head back, putting her index finger to her chin. Just imagine a massive creature, singular, overwhelming the party, and suddenly realizing after it is struck by this beautiful spell that I'm about to complete, and realizes not only can it not move, but it can't make any kind of retaliatory attacks against us while it's trying to move. Imagine
Wow.
imagine the advantage that they, she points to the ones out the door, will have against such a creature.
Indeed.
So I guess you could say, instead of quantity, I'm all about quality and utility.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Fresh new magic. No one knows these spells. No one knows this type of mystical writing. I'm the only one. I'm here to bring fresh magic to this world. But unlike most mages, who will share their work with greater minds, and minds of even lesser value than theirs, I'm rather quite selfish with my work. I don't plan on sharing this with anybody. And the reason why I don't is not to protect my work, or myself really, but to show this world that there is one out there who they will never understand because they will never have it. And that is why and when the world will fear me. And in fear, you get respect. And with respect, guess what else you get?
Um, Power?
Power. Yeah, you're catching on. She gives her a nudge with the elbow.
She says, "Yeah, it is the age-old debate. Is it better to be feared or loved?"
Better to be feared. I find that the ones who love you the most usually end up being the ones with the most enemies. Enemies. Vile villains who can take that to their own distinct advantage.
It is true that oftentimes it is more dangerous having someone that you care about when living a life such as ours.
I had someone important. I lost that person. I don't want to live through that ever again. But I can assure you, the one who took his life is the one who is going to pay. Unfortunately, much like myself, he is also a creator of fine arcane arts. In short, his spells are also quite unique. I do not know if he shares them, but I know he wants mine, and he won't get them. I will
Oh,
get to him first, and I will kill him.
and I shall be at your side when you do.
Just be careful.
And then with that, Trista kind of prepares herself for the bath and bed, and we will move on with Einjamin, and Nicholas finishes his conversation with you, and I'm just gonna imagine that he looks at you and says, "Well, brother, I feel as though nothing more can be resolved by discussing this now. Just know that I am still going to pray to Torm every day for you, and know that there is still good inside you."
Well, that's good to hear. And wow, he just bugs out.
Yeah, no, he's like, "Whatever, dude. I'm pissed." Like he is not happy, you know.
All right, I'll be right back. Well, be back soon.
Yeah, no problem. So,
All right.
yeah, go ahead.
So I want to take a good long look at these two other. I'm assuming the two squires are in the room.
Yes, so sitting behind you in the booth, back here, is the two young men. Well, one of them can barely be described as a man at all. He's more like a boy. And they're just kind of sitting there with their heads down. They ate whatever Maddie brought them when Tristan had thrown about some money and paid for everybody to eat. But other than the small bowl of stew that was brought to them, they've just been sitting there, not eating or drinking, and just waiting quietly. But Nicholas barely even acknowledges them, as he is too consumed with what has happened with you and the conversation. And as he, I don't want to say stomps off to bed, but as he excuses himself, he has no time to deal with these new mouths to feed, these urchins that have just kind of latched on to him now.
Okay. I motion for Matty, and I ask her to give the two of them an ale and have them join me for a better meal.
So as Maddie comes walking over, she is glad to see that you don't have your friend Tristan with you, and happily goes and rushes off to grab a couple mugs of ale before coming back and handing them to the two children, and says to them that they should come and join you. And they come over, and you see the older one take a sip of the ale and then set it to the side, and the younger one kind of looks up at the older one, and the older one looks back at him and just kind of nods, and he goes to take a sip, and he makes that face that everybody makes the first time they drink yeast water, and is just like, oh, what why do you guys drink this? And he quickly tries to compose himself and look as though he enjoyed it, and sets it down as though he drinks this all the time.
Right. So after they sit down, um, take a good look at them, and I'll say, hello, my name is Benjamin Shermorn. The Chosen of Torm is my brother. Who might you be?
As you introduce yourself, you can see that the younger one is very excited, but the older one kind of puts their hand out and begins to speak first. Puts their hand out to stop the younger boy from speaking, and begins to speak first and says, "We are poor peasants from the surrounding countryside who sought refuge here in this town, only to have our father fall ill. When we brought him to the church, he succumbed to the disease and died, and we've been begging on the streets ever since." And as they say this, it all of a sudden becomes very apparent to you that rather than an extremely scrawny, feminine looking young man, this is in fact a woman, malnourished
Hmm.
and with dirty hair and face to the point that it was, forgivable that you did not realize right away that it was a woman, but now seems so obvious that how could you have missed it?
I see. And your names?
My oh, I'm sorry. One second. My name is Gabe. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's right. The young man, the young boy chimes in and excitedly says, "I'm Michael, and this is my sister Gabe."
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you both. Um, so has Maddie brought over some food then?
Yeah, and so Maddie brings over the right now they have some stew, but also Bartel managed to get some rabbit in, and he's been cooking up rabbit all night long, and it's finally ready. And so she brings you guys the first legs off of the rabbit to come out of the slow cooker, and so you guys have the first meat, and it's just, I mean, it's ridiculously good, that you've had in a while, ever since coming to this town, because meat has been extremely rare.
All right, better. Good. Now, why are you so interested in my brother? What is it you seek?
Well, to be honest, we've kind of given up hope. And
This is Gabe talking now.
yes, this is Gabe
All right.
talking. And in order to feed my brother, I was about to go. And she looks down, just red in the face and almost barely a whisper. I was about to go down to the docks and seek work there. And having been in this town for a little while now, you know exactly what that means.
Right. I see. Um, I recognize you from the church. What brought you there?
Well, as I said, my father was sick and dying, and we brought him there, and he died there in the church, and they turned us away, didn't give us any food, didn't give us any money. We had nothing but the clothes on our back, and we were just thrown out into the streets. We've been begging, but here in this town, that's a death sentence. Nobody has any money, and those that do aren't trying to give it to people like us. We haven't had anything in our stomachs for 3 days now. I can't tell you how much it meant to see your brother, to see Nicholas standing there, and Michael here, he's been saying that the hero that was prophesied would come. And when he saw your brother, he swore that that was the hero that we were promised. And I didn't believe him, and I didn't want to believe him. But when your brother spoke, and the whole crowd just turned and became enraptured with his every word, I have to admit, it felt a little bit like maybe, just maybe, Michael was right. And with that, he chimes in and he says, I was right. He is the hero that we were promised.
Interesting. Well, all right. Here's what I propose. I can see that the two of you aren't fighters,
No,
but
we're not fighters
we-
like you at all.
but it's possible that with time and training, you could be of great service to my brother at his quest. So the two of you can join our group as pages. You'll have food and shelter and the protection of our strength. And in return, you will see to the cleaning and care of my brother's armor, the feeding and grooming of his mount once he acquires one, and the setting up and breaking down of our camp when we travel. You won't do this alone. I've been doing this for my brother for some time now. And while we do this work together, I will teach you more of what you need to know to be pages. And eventually, if you acquire the skills necessary, you will become full squires. And then,
Does that
down
mean
the
I'm going to
line-
become a knight? Michael just beams with the most, innocent, childlike look of amazement. Like you just told him for the first time that like he could be president.
Look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It will require a great deal of work. But how old are you?
I'm old enough. I could fight alongside you right now.
I'm sure you could.
Gabe speaks up and says he's a boy of 12. Michael,
Right.
you'd be killed instantly. There'll be no fighting for you.
Your sister's right. It would be very difficult for you to even wield a sword at your side.
He raises his arm and says, but I'm strong. Look. And he makes a muscle, and you can see that although he is very proud of it, there is no meat on this scarecrow of a child.
So you are a little old to be a page, and there's a lot to learn, but I'm not that much older than you. And if I've learned it, then I guarantee that you can as well. So here, and I call Maddie over, and I start counting out coins, like 50 pieces of silver.
Maddie just watches as you do that, and the brother and sister, the two pages, their eyes are wide. They haven't seen that much money in their whole lives.
Maddie, see to these children, see that they're have a bath, a warm place to sleep, and tomorrow morning a new set of sturdy clothes. And then I hand another pouch over to Gabe, and I say, I'm trusting you. I can see in your eyes that you're people of faith, And this is definitely a path that you wish to walk. So here's some more money. Tomorrow you will go into town and find a tailor and commission 4 tunics, 2 for each of you, using these colors. And I point to the cape that's on my back.
Yeah, and seeing the very vibrant purple, she says, "Oh, mister, there is no way we'd ever be able to get purple like that. They don't sell that kind of dye around here, and even if they did, it'd be way more money than the whole town is worth. So I can get the design. In fact, I could embroider the design myself with some thread and a needle, but the color I couldn't do it."
Oh, that's all right. The proper title for myself would be Sir Enjamin, and you will refer to my brother as Milord. But and it's understandable. I understand you can't find the dye. So then, 4 clean white tunics with the embroidered emblem is fine. After you've ordered the tunics, you will go to the mill that's near the river on the east side of town. There was recently a massive horde of devil-touched rats in that place, but my brother slew them all with holy fire. There's a few that might be around still, but they're just normal rats. They should be no match for you and your brother. Clean them out, take all the rancid wheat and flour out of the mill, pile it and set it on fire. We are going to be relocating our camping area to that place. And I kind of lean in forward and I said, I believe there are people in this town who have no interest in relinquishing the control they have. And after the display in the church today, I won't be surprised if they don't send soldiers here to try and arrest my brother. So we need to be outside of town, but close enough to be able to affect change. So we will be joining you at the mill later on.
And all excited, Michael, the young boy, uh, is like, yeah, yes, yes, and he remembers quickly, "Sir!" And he is like a child playing at soldier, to where he acts the part of a knight saluting another knight. And Gabe just kind of looks at him and, smiles slightly and says, "No matter the danger, we will follow you and your brother to the end."
I believe you. So until tomorrow then.
Yep. And so Maddie is, going to take care of everything on her end, and the pages will go off to their room to take the bath in the communal baths up there, and get a room in the shared rooms with the rest of the common trash. And you
About how
guys,
much money do you think for the tunics?
I believe we said 15 gold in total for everything. So you already counted
Okay.
out 50 silver, so that's 5 gold, and then another 10 gold total.
All right. Done.
And then, so now everyone can go ahead and take a long rest. So click on your token and click on the long rest macro. And then,
We
what?
we were at the thing, so we
Yes.
already had a long rest.
No, I know. Don't worry. Trust me, I am well prepared for how we're going to go about doing that, but we're not jumping back there just yet. So everybody go ahead and click on your token and click long rest, and no worries, we will reset back to where you need to be when we jump back into that battle. I have everything accounted for.
Okie doke.
So now that everybody has refilled oh, Aubrey hasn't because she's not here. Go ahead and do that for her. We can go ahead and move on to the next part, and I don't want to do this too often, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to assume God mode control, and you guys awaken in the morning, and Soggy is jumping up and down like, we have to go, we're gonna go and get my treasure, and he is so insistent that you guys don't have any choice. There is nothing that you can do to shut him up, to get him to stop but go along with his plans. And so that's what we're going to do.
Ellen, what is he talking about?
Yes, I thought we were going to go to fight an
Yeah.
Otyugh.
I was sure we're going through the sewers. What is Ellen? Are you here?
My bad. Muted.
Yeah.
Soggy might know something that could help. Soggy saw chess. Soggy knows something important could help.
Well, and Tristan ignores Soggy and turns to Ellen. What is he talking about?
Apparently, he remembered something from when I saved him, and everything, and he remembers this chest, and apparently there's something important about it. I
Is it
don't
that
totally
far
understand
away?
myself.
We don't have all day for it.
I don't think it's too terribly far away, is it?
No, it's not too terribly far away, but
He kind of like gives these puppy eyes, kind of like saying like, please, 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 please.
and Elwin, you would remember this area, so
Am I on the map at the moment?
We're on the left side.
We're on
Yep,
the left
I'm
side.
there now.
Oh, there it is. Okay, just went in there for a moment.
DM,
yes,
I light a torch, and
yes, you
I
do.
believe with control flame, I can control the quality of the light and the color.
You can.
Is there a way that I can make it so that Soggy is no longer at disadvantage?
You want it to
either
be
by
dim
changing-
light. Yeah.
All right. I do so.
Yes, you do. I will do that as soon as I can grab the torch.
So
Oh, did you already grab it? Go ahead and drop it so
Yeah.
that I can
I dropped
manipulate
it.
it.
It's underneath. It's underneath Nicholas. There it is. Little tiny.
So now this is special torch, which only casts dim light. Which should be correct now? Yes. All right, so now you can go ahead and pick up the torch.
All right, I will.
And you guys hear the sound of crashing water as if a huge river or waterfall runs through these caves.
Can you?
Well,
can
I mean,
you
a waterfall would be
cast
part
me
of a
over?
river.
Wait, no, there it is. Okay.
Well, Soggy, so here we are. Dragged us out here.
Soggy knows that this will be worth it. Soggy knows.
Oh, it better.
So we're following you then, little
Yeah, we're
wizard.
following Soggy or Ellen or whoever goes.
Yeah, whoever wants to lead.
I think it should be a collab effort of leading between Soggy and Elwin. Kind of like Elwin with the kind of like knowledge of the caves and Soggy.
And then for the two DMPCs, I will pull, or three DMPCs, I will pull them along bit by bit.
Okay.
So, you said drowned here? What?
He nearly drowned
happened?
here.
And you saved him, and that's how he got stuck with you then.
Yes.
Oh, I
I
get
would
it.
say stuck with
Soggy.
me.
Soggy, I get it now. That makes sense.
Wait, you named him Soggy because he was drowning? I don't like the guy, but that's a little. Elwin, I don't know.
Soggy named Soggy.
Oh,
He named
you're
himself.
wait.
I
You're
don't make
named
the decision. on
Soggy.
this.
Okay, so Soggy, you named yourself Soggy because you were drowning.
He woke up with no other memories, and the only thing that he could think of that he was soggy.
Okay, but is that what he says?
Yes, Soggy only remembers things, and so Soggy called himself.
Hazard, you're kind of cutting out at the end there, so I can.
Sorry. And so Soggy called himself Soggy because he was so.
Now I am having.
he henceforth he shall forever be known as Having.
So this is a cave, right?
Last name having. Soggy having.
So is this a cave we're in, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And where did exactly we go? Like from the inn to here? How did we? Is it outside of town?
Yeah. Down by the waterfront, there's a whole series of caverns that run throughout the bedrock of this town. And
Like the place we were arrested where we thought it
Yeah.
was safe.
yeah,
Okay.
this is where Soggy was leading you that time. He just got the directions wrong.
Don't worry, Elwin knows the way though.
And now you come across a giant waterfall. The water has carved straight through the rock and down into this cave. And so it just flows down into a crystal clear pool that almost glows with a eerie greenish light.
Are we under the lake? Like, where did this come from?
I don't quite know myself. I just know this is where I found Soggy.
Jimin would like to carefully look for anything untoward. I may make a perception check.
Yeah.
Soggy's going to help with the perception check.
All right. You probably have a better perception score than I do, so why don't I help with you?
Yeah, there you go. And then that gives you advantage. And then Soggy and Elwin also, you know that it was a little further up this river that you encountered Soggy. All right. So, Soggy, you can see through the clear water with your dark vision that aside from some fish and other, non-threatening natural fauna, that there is nothing to see here. There are fish though, and you could dive down and try to catch one because that's something that you do.
Yeah. I just kind of like try and snatch a fish, but kind of like just for an urge. And like,
I've got to
yes,
do
not
it.
here. Downriver.
I've got to do it.
Rock and coral is nice and cold, so
Oh,
juicy,
gosh.
sweet.
That's
that's
pretty
good
spot
one.
on though.
That's
Yes.
spot on.
Yes,
Kinda-
exactly.
kinda like-
So, Soggy said that he saw a chest in the water. Is there any way to perceive in there?
It's a little ways upriver before we can get to where he was. It wouldn't do us
Yeah,
much good to look right now.
You kind of like points over to where the waterfall is.
How deep is this water?
Right
I'll ask that
right
myself.
where the water goes down, it's like 20 feet deep, but the river that flows off from it is like less than 5. Soggy has
So-
to swim.
So
I
from
was
here to
about to
here,
offer
it's
to let
5 feet.
Soggy ride on my back.
Yeah, that lighter area is 5 feet or less. You want that.
Yeah, use the carry option on him.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well,
Yeah.
and Soggy is a natural swimmer too, so like he gets
Okay.
advantage.
All right.
Well, I was just planning to save the
least it's
effort
clean
there,
water
just let
this
him
time.
climb on my back, so make it easy.
Yeah, that's
DM,
fine.
Is this taking place in the same day as what we will do later?
You don't know.
Well, I need to know, because if I cast Unseen Servant now, then I won't have it to cast
You
later.
don't know.
Okay.
Tristan, where'd your spell points go?
I don't know. I just did long rest and it's all gone now.
Huh.
As soon as I got moved to this map, I lost my arrows too, or
Or
the points for my arrows.
Oh yeah, doesn't do anything with long rest. Don't fix it now.
Weird.
Do it later.
Yeah, no, I'm just putting +2 on your
Yeah, I
bubble
can do
set.
that myself.
Yeah. I just wanted you to have your spell slots.
Yeah.
All right. I very carefully walk through the water, making sure not to drop the
Oh,
token.
I know what happened. I didn't copy and paste your tokens. Oh my god. Okay, hold on 1 second. I have to go copy and paste your tokens.
All right. I can't see. It's gone dark.
Yep. Sorry.
It's magical darkness that's been cast upon us.
I cast
I-
a spell. No.
I forgot that I didn't update your tokens that drop on the map. Since I updated all of your stuff, I just had everything set up right. So now when I dragged you off of your character sheet onto the map, it doesn't have all the little updates. It makes Roll20 makes you have to save what the base token is every time.
If you say so.
Basically, if you make any changes to the base token, you have to go into the character sheet, click edit, and click use as default token.
All right.
Okay, and we're back.
Alrighty. So I imagine this is about where I found Soggy, right?
Yes, right
And
here
that's
on
a
these
whirlpool.
shores. That is not a whirlpool right now.
That is a waterfall.
It-
He says
it's-
right now, though.
Yeah. It's calm water right now. I'm sorry, I used a map that was pre-set up with that. Somebody has their mic on.
Okay, time to make a perception roll.
Elwyn
I will
will help
help you
out
with
with
you.
that.
What?
Soggy, you need to use your push to talk.
Yes, I know. I just rolled a perception and with advantage.
You can see down near the bottom something shine in the light. Your dark vision picks it up just enough.
And I'll do
I see it. I see it. See it down there.
Are you sure I don't? It's all blurry. It's too dark there.
Here, Elwyn's about ready to make one to make sure you can see it. That way it's not like...
Oop, don't forget to
much
set
better.
your as Elwyn the character.
Right. There we go.
Thank you. Yep, so Soggy is positive that he can see the flashing of his treasure, that he still can't quite remember what it is, but he's positive it's here.
Tristan looks at Elwyn. I don't see anything. Are you sure?
I can't quite make anything out myself.
Just don't me no. And I kind of like looking back and forth, kind of like I kind of tug on Elwyn with puppy eyes. Please help. Please, this is important. I
Here,
can
I'll-
buy it.
I'll help you. Elwyn's gonna see about gonna take off his bow and quiver, and as well as his swords before diving in.
And it seems Tristan is handing Elwyn a rope as like kind
Yep.
of pulley.
Yep. Safety.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just tie that around my waist and then dive in.
Perfect.
So I only have, 50 feet of this, so if there's more, you have tied with it just in case.
Yeah, I think think DM said it was like 20 feet out here.
Yeah, out here when it gets deeper, it's 20, 25 feet. Like it's deep, but not so deep that Soggy couldn't dive down to the bottom.
Right.
All right, swim, swim, you
All right.
beautiful bastards.
You want us to roll anything?
Nah.
Or-
I mean,
No? Okay.
really, like just start swimming towards the middle.
Yeah, where Soggy saw the shining.
Yeah.
So I guess me and Einjamin are holding onto the rope, letting it go, and then. Yeah, just in
And
case.
Nicholas too, right? Okay, so now you're about 35 feet out, so you've reached about the extent of the rope. Like you can
Rope
use
is
it at
50 feet, though.
yes, but they're 20, 25 feet down.
Oh,
So
right.
at an angle, you're just about to the extent of the rope. You're getting real
Right.
close. So as you get right about there, Soggy suddenly starts to spasm and convulse.
No.
And Elwyn, you suddenly hold on. You suddenly hold on to Soggy as you have
Sounds
been.
legit.
It's legit as hell, man. I swear that's exactly
I
what
don't doubt
happens.
All right.
Oops. Gotta select. There we go. You take one cold damage as Soggy's body starts to put off his Eldritch Blast like power, just kind of radiating out from him.
I'm gonna try holding on to him with one hand, untie the rope and tie it around Soggy before giving it a quick tug.
Make a Constitution save to see, or no, a Constitution check, unskilled Constitution check, to see if you
Okay.
can force yourself to withstand the pain of touching him, because if it's dealing you 1d6 damage, it's like sticking your hand in a fire.
Right.
In this case, a sub-zero pull.
Yes. Okay, so you manage to will yourself to do it, but it's painful and you don't love it. And so you tie the rope around. I'm not going to make you roll it. Somebody hot micing. So you tie the rope around, and I'm not going to make you roll anything for that. You just do that. You're an elf, and even though you haven't tied a whole lot of ropes underwater, I'm just going to, say that cinematic purposes, you rolled to force yourself through the pain to do it. You did it. So Soggy now has the rope tied around him. You give it a tug. Tristan and Einjamin, what do you do?
Soggy tries to kind of like get out of it just because no, so close.
No,
so
you're
close.
spasming. You have no control over your body right now.
So I guess we roll
So
a.
you feel a tug?
You feel a tug, the double tug
look
that means like, uh-oh.
That means
look at
let go of the
Einjamin.
rope, right?
Yeah, that
Yes.
means throw the rope in.
I look at Einjamin. Do we should have actually set up something for this.
We should
I
have.
guess we pull.
Oh yeah,
Thanks,
like
Mr.
Elwyn knows that the double pull means to pull, but you guys haven't actually been taught that, because at the academy, when you guys were taught to go in pairs, you were taught to literally go in pairs to where you watched each other's back and you didn't have somebody on the shore with a rope.
Wait,
Uh,
so I think that a double pull means we should play out more rope.
I thought it was a
More rope.
single. No, I thought it was a single pull. You need more rope, and a double pull that they're fine. And I think it's 3 pulls that they need to be pulled out. Right?
3 pulls, right?
3
Yeah,
pulls
that
is
sounds
White
right.
Walkers.
Okay. Or
That
you know
sounds
what?
right.
Let's
So
just
one-
pull them out and then let's make sure we get it right.
Right. Okay. Why not? Why
Yeah.
not? We'll just do
I
that.
guess so. Athletics.
And so as this is going on, Elwyn, you turn and look because all of a sudden Soggy snaps into a rigid position and just kind of like locks into place. He was kind of floating free, and then his body just kind of rotates and he locks into place. And you turn and look to see like what is going on, and rising up from the darkness below you because you weren't quite at the bottom, rising up from the darkness below you, you see a hideous form of some creature that has a skull for a head, and it has long clawed arms. It moves effortlessly through the water, gliding like a serpent through the water, and rolls for initiative.
Oh no.
Is that all of us, or just
Yeah, that's
Soggy
that's
and
everybody.
Elwyn?
We're gonna see how quick you can pull his ass out.
Ouch. I rolled garbage.
Not as garbage
No.
as Einjamin.
That is garbage.
Well, I got a +4 to my dex, so it's always helpful.
Wow.
Einjamin is just like, no, Tristan, I'm telling you, get more rope, tie it to the end of this. They want more rope.
Are you sure we should just like? He's back towards the water, and he's like, "Just come on."
What else could pulling on the rope possibly mean? If I wanted more rope, I'd pull on it.
Absolutely.
If I wanted more rope, then I will pull twice. No, wait, once.
Yeah, twice. That's what they did.
Twice if we. Once if we're fine, twice if we need more rope, and 3 times if there's trouble and pull them out, and 4 times if nothing's happening.
If they've caught a really big fish.
Yes,
4 times if we should have discussed how many times to pull the rope if there was trouble before we dived in.
And then 5 times if you want to come back out and we need more instructions on how many pulls we need to do for certain reasons.
Elwyn's just pulling on it 4 times for caught a big
six
fish.
6 times is the water is really good. We should go
Yes.
in with them.
Yes. And 7 if there is a terrible, terrible water monster and you guys should just all leave.
Yeah, you guys go save yourselves.
Elwyn's
where's
saying
the,
we caught a big fish.
Yeah, what's the order bar?
Yep. Sorry. I was having fun with you guys there. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
We haven't done that in a while.
It's always good to have fun like that.
It's good to get it out of your system every now and then.
You gotta have the funny moments sometimes.
Oh, okay. I guess it's my turn.
Yes. All right. Game faces, people.
Let's see here. So, So we got the pull from the rope, so to pull Soggy out, or those two. Is it a athletics?
Yeah. Or an unskilled strength if you don't want to roll athletics.
No, I want to roll athletics. It's
Yeah.
one of my best. No, it's actually the best. But if I wait until Einjamin's turn, would it be better? No, I'm just gonna do it. Normal.
Well, because he
Yeah.
can help you with your
that would be the
action,
only reason.
or you could help him with his action.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's like so far back.
Well, Elwyn's not exactly holding on to the rope at the moment. He merely gave it a quick tug. Because he was planning to go back for that, see if he could see the chest for Soggy real quick.
So you're saying that amount of pulls is no, it's fine, you're okay?
Yeah, that is
Yes,
exactly what he
yes,
just
That's
said.
exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying my double pull means I'm fine.
Why don't you say you're looking at the normal dimness in Einjun's face and you're saying, all right, how many seconds am I going to have to wait before we could pull on this together?
Yeah, that's. Why are you at the very bottom? And I'm very tall.
Oh my
Terrible.
word. This
I
is
don't
not good.
know.
I'm just
Do
gonna.
you want to?
Okay. So just to get, actually, I don't know. Tristan doesn't know any of
You're
this.
just pulling on Soggy though, so it shouldn't be that heavy.
But Soggy's the
But
one
he
who's
does,
not.
and he
he can't
doesn't
move
know
at
any
all.
of this. And
I
you
don't know any of this. You know what, guys? I don't know any of this. I had a
That's a valid
pull.
point.
I'm just gonna pull because that's all I know.
Good point.
That's a valid point.
There's too much meta game. 20. No, that's not. 12, 15.
Yep. So you begin to pull, and it feels like you're pulling on a solid rock. In fact, it almost feels like you have a huge muskellunge on the line, and it's pulling you back. It doesn't pull you
That's
in
not
or
good.
anything like that. You fail to make any progress.
Yeah, and I pull and I give a look to Einjamin, like, what the hell? And I guess that's. Do we all notice this thing, right?
You see a huge ripple form in the water, and the water just rises all around. And so much like how I described how the turtle, you could see something rising up out of, it's like that. It's like a turtle rising up out of the water to where you can see the water move before you see it.
Okay, so in essence, Tristan thinks it's life threatening, and he's gonna do action surge, because it's like, yeah, and he's gonna go for it again. God damn it!
Yeah, once again, it's like it's actively magnetically being pulled in the other direction. Nicholas sees this and he says, "What are you two about over there? Stop playing around and pull on the rope." And then he walks over to give Einjamin the help action.
Because someone didn't want to give Einjamin the help action.
It's like dirt is being displaced from how much I'm pulling.
Aubrey rolls her eyes with much teen angst and and does not do anything in particular. Trista says, "Do I need to come over there and show you boys how this is done?"
No, we've got it. We've got it. It's no problem.
Are you sure?
Tristan's whole body is basically parallel to the ground now, how hard he's pulling. So I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Can you not see?
And
I'm about ready to get eaten.
the bunyip.
I tried.
Jesus.
I'm about ready to get eaten, guys. Goodbye. Time to roll up that cleric.
Oh yeah, you better. Oh, you're frightened.
Wait, no, I got a
Jesus.
DC of 16, of 13 I have to make first, don't I?
Yes.
Don't you get? No.
And that's a wisdom, ain't it, based off what I was reading?
It's wisdom, and I am pretty much sure that is all of you. But I am going to rule that it is only Elwyn because it's underwater. So it's only you guys see a massive bubble rise to the surface and hear a muffled roar, but not what he hears under the water.
Oh, thank goodness.
No, don't be like that. We wanted you to be frightened.
Elwyn doesn't get frightened easy. He does what he's got to do.
So that was its bonus action.
Oh, no.
Yeah, in case you missed that part.
This is not good. I'm gonna die. $17. That hits, yeah.
Oh,
So-
you feel the massive jaws of the bunyip reach out and sink into you slightly as it bites down, dealing 12 piercing damage. And every round on your turn, you're going to take 6 bleeding damage, and then you have to make a Constitution save in order to stop it.
Okay.
Yikes.
So I just take the 12 damage right now, and then on my turn I take the additional 6. correct?
Yeah. Once it's your turn, you're gonna
Okay.
take 6, and then I have a roll. It's not 6 every turn. It's gonna be 1d6
Right.
every turn.
Right. Okay.
And now,
And
Oh no.
oh shit.
Oh gosh.
oh,
That's another bonus
oh,
action.
yep, no, it can't do that. That's supposed to be a legendary action though, so just ignore that.
Ouch.
As a legendary action, the Bunyip activates its Blood Rage ability, and it detects blood in the water, so now it has advantage on any attack rolls that it makes against anyone who is bleeding.
Well, that hurts.
Literally.
Yes.
Go Soggy.
So now, Soggy, you get to start your turn by making a wisdom save to try and break free of this coma, trance paralyzed state that you're in. I am sorry, but that is not enough to break free from the avatar of your patron.
Okay. I need to take out that 6 damage real quick.
So, yep, now you take 6 damage, and then you
That's
roll
right,
a
it's 1d6.
Constitution save. No, it's
You said
6. The one at first is already
Yeah.
rolled for the 6.
Got it.
And then each round, if he doesn't make his save, I will roll again.
Got it. Got it.
Hoping for a good save.
Hoping for a bad one.
Oh,
Oh god.
no! I'm literally super weak right now.
Yeah, if I was an
sorry.
evil DM, I would have you take additional bleed damage.
Ouch.
I am not an evil DM. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, you don't have to thank me. I just wanted to make sure that you were welcome for me not being that evil. Because there's a tiny part of me that was like, and now you take more damage.
Well, upon taking that hit, I'm going to look at Soggy for a moment, and then I'm going to look straight down, see if I can't see that chest, because I figured this thing's probably trying to protect that. If it actually is there.
Yeah, you can roll perception.
Oh, dude, get the hell out.
I'm trying to protect Soggy is what I'm trying to do right now. That's what Elwyn's
If you
priority
die,
is.
you'll make a paradox. What will happen then?
That's a valid point. Well,
You're gonna unmake the universe.
not like I did all that much during the fight, though. 9. Gosh darn it.
Well-
Cannot make any good.
No, what it would be is there would now be a alternate evil parallel reality. We are the
You're
evil
saying-
study group.
This is the darkest timeline, yes?
This is the darkest timeline, yes.
Can we stop joking?
Yeah, no, we're gonna stop joking. We're just, making sure that everybody's aware that like this could, result in a paradox is what he was pointing out, and that's a valid point. But we're just, playing this out as is. So, Elwyn,
Right.
you do not notice anything.
Okay. So, upon seeing that, I'm going to start trying to push Soggy through the water.
Athletics.
Athletics.
No,
The one good roll.
19. So you begin to, with Tristan's help, tugging on the rope, you begin to make a little bit of progress. You may move half of your speed with Soggy.
Alright. I need to measure that out.
It's 6 of the squares.
6 of the squares? Okay. Because I got 35 feet.
Well, you round down, so
Round down.
it's 15.
Okay.
Oh, no, because we have, so it's 7 squares. Yeah.
10 squares?
Yeah, 7 squares. If we have the half of measurement, why not use it?
Right. So, like, right here's where I get to then.
And then
It's Sir
Soggy, you are also right there. As you touch him, you feel the cold, but I'm not going to have you take the damage because you're still going to take bleeding damage. So I think you're in a precarious enough position.
I'm in a hurting position, is what I'm in.
Yeah, it ain't looking good. Like, I'm surprised you didn't take your second wind.
I should have taken my second wind. Actually, is that a bonus action? To
It's
use
a
that,
bonus
or-
action, but I'm ruling that using your perception.
Well, I've still got my bonus action.
But using your
Yeah,
perception to
regardless.
look and using your action to move Soggy. Oh well, yeah, because that's your move action. No, you're good. Go ahead.
And I got 7 points. That helps me out.
Yes, indeed.
Recovers from that previous bleed +1. Okay, and that's gonna end my turn right there.
All right, so I'm gonna roll to pull on the rope with advantage from Nicholas's help action.
With normal from Nicholas's help action.
I don't understand.
You have exhaustion 1.
We just had a long rest.
No, we just had a long rest.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Ooh.
I just saw it on your token and I was like, did he have exhaustion? I guess
think
maybe
that's
he
left-
stayed up
I
all
think
night.
that's- No, that was left over from.
Leftover from before, yeah.
Okay, so this is with advantage.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Good thing. You managed to move now with Elwyn hanging on, both Soggy and Elwyn through the water an extra 10 feet.
Okay, if you could move them there, that'd be great. And then I'm going to use Action Surge to give Tristan the help action for his turn.
Nice.
And I'm done.
Okay, so obviously I'm going to do a athletics with advantage this time again. Come on, +5. Yeah.
24, nice.
You reel them in like a fisherman hauling in the catch of the day.
And Tristan sees what he caught, and let's just throw him back in. He takes
I'm
a step back for room for them.
Elwyn is bleeding profusely from a wound that he took to his leg. Soggy is rigid and cold to the touch.
Well, what
And
the?
he's murmuring kind of like this song.
What is he doing? What the hell is going on out there?
Can we throw him back? Can we please throw him back in? Are we still on initiative?
Yes. There's
Alright, that's
there's still a legendary bunyip down there.
Well, for the rest of his action, well, not action, but free action, Elwyn, Tristan asked Elwyn, "What the hell's happening? What happened to you?"
Big beast bit my leg.
It's in the water. Are we supposed to fight this thing? What?
I would not recommend fighting this thing. That thing hurts a lot.
And then he looks at Soggy, and he's still catatonic, it seems, or at least something sort.
Yeah.
And it's turn now.
Yeah, he's completely rigid. He can stand on his feet if he stood up, but otherwise he's just like a boxer who's been knocked out cold and is completely stiff.
Yep. The whole stiff arm kind of, yeah.
Oh,
And that's my turn.
that's me. Nicholas lays on hands on Tristan.
No,
Elwyn.
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 But that's upsetting. The guy who's at full health gets the healing, but not
Because
the
he
elf.
knows you.
Because he knows I'm an elf.
You're suspicious. You try to kill him like 3 or 4 times already.
It's only been twice, okay? And it was by accident both times. So I get 10.
Yes.
Am I still bleeding at the moment from that? Does Lay on Hands
No, it stops
that?
the
Okay.
bleeding.
Okay.
Wait, does the healing actually do that?
That's what I
Uh,
was asking.
there is no such thing as bleeding damage in 5e, really. So, like, it's a made-up house rule that I can GM, privilege say that the healing stops the bleeding.
No, I'm like, I get it. Healing will stop it, but would it be like because you expend 5 to take away condition, but you don't get the actual 5 hit points, right?
Oh, I see
Or is
what
that
you're
I
I
don't
see what
know.
you're saying. Oh. Yeah, well, it's you can use it to cure disease for the 5 hit points. It doesn't say take away a condition. So, I guess if it was to where you could use it as a default to take away any one condition, then I would go with that. But I'm going to just say for now that any amount of healing stops bleeding.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes because it. Yeah,
All right then.
Aubrey looks a little concerned at what's going on and takes a step back against the wall, but otherwise is not taking any actions. Trista draws her blade and prepares for battle.
I would not recommend going in there, Trista.
Well, what do you want me to do? Run away?
Living to fight another day is no shame right there, if that's what you're trying to get at.
Well, I'm certainly not going to be the first to run away. I'll tell you that much.
I will more than happily be the first to run away if that's what it takes.
The bunyip swims with effortless ease. 50 feet speed through the water, so it just crosses this distance in no time.
God.
And-
no,
And
I'm gonna get
reaches up out of the water and bites Elwyn.
Oh, gosh darn, I'm gonna get eaten.
at least he doesn't have advantage.
That's a valid point.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to re-roll that. Oh no, I just have to take the 8 because that was the first roll. So I miss. Unless a 15 hits.
Whew.
Does a 15 hit?
15 just hits.
Oh, you take 11 piercing damage, and you will
Did you
take
take off your armor off?
you will take one bleeding
I'm
damage.
at 15 even with my leather armor on. So without it, I'm at 14.
So even without advantage, the bunyip remembers that it was attacking you and comes up and bites your leg again, tearing the already healed wound and ripping it open, causing it to bleed again.
At least it's only 1 point this time. At least when it gets around to my turn.
So for the so for that bite attack, it's always bleed, no matter you can't
Yeah.
get a save on it.
No. Only because this is the
Time to make
legendary
up
bunyip.
wisdom.
All right.
Yep, wisdom check. Wisdom save. If this was a regular bunyip, not the legendary bunyip that is his patron, then you would get a save against the bleeding damage. I am sorry to say, Soggy, but you remain in a state of paralysis. However, with the bunyip close once again, your eyes roll back into the back of your head, and all of a sudden your chanting song becomes louder. Go ahead and do your song.
Oh, the bunyip's very bad, and the bunyip's very bold, and I that the bunyip's now 1,000 years old. So you better come home quickly, and you better hide away soon, or the bunyip's going to get you underneath
The Bunyip Moon.
And as his chanting grows louder, the bunyip,
Creepy.
yeah, the bunyip all of a sudden grows another size category larger.
It was getting any bigger than that. This is not good. I should just
Come on.
I should just go ahead and start rolling up stats for that cleric.
You guys can all be clerics now.
Cleric party! Woo! Except
Yeah.
for Soggy.
We're basically a fighter party already, so
Yeah, I know.
Go Elwin. Don't
Okay.
don't die, please.
As soon as I get bit by that, I'm gonna dive for my bow and quiver of arrows, and then which I'm not sure where I would have dropped them. I'd say probably right there.
Yeah.
Think
Right-
you should
right
try
near
and
the
take
shore.
Yeah.
I hate
So I'm
I
gonna-
hate to talk out of turn, but you should
Go.
probably do a disengage act.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
a valid point.
That's a valid point. I'll take the disengage action and then action surge, dive for my bow before firing off a bursting arrow at the creature. Naturally. Yeah, that's hey, that's
yeah,
pretty
but you
decent.
roll a 1 on your extra damage.
Hey, I gotta have a. I do minimum damage in some way, shape, or form. That's how it goes.
So you
But
critically hit. You strike the bunyip wherever you want to strike it, dealing 7 piercing damage and 1 additional crit damage for 8, and then
Plus the 7 force.
7 force damage for a total of 15. The
doesn't
t-
he get to roll that bursting damage twice then?
so
What
now immediately after it hits, you get to roll 2d6. Oh, that is already rolled. Yeah, that's your 2d6. Yep. So 15 total damage.
Does the bursting arrow not double?
What do you mean?
It's a
It
crit.
deals 2d6 naturally. It does not. It doesn't deal 1d6 naturally.
Oh, yeah. So it should be able to crit. Yes. So
Okay.
so
So I
roll.
need to roll additional 2d6.
So there's a new macro called variable damage.
Ooh.
And if you click that in your bar,
I think I have to turn that on real quick.
yep.
There it is.
So now you can target the bunyip and select the force damage. Like I have everything set up to auto do pretty much everything now.
Okay.
So 2d6. How much is 2? Although I should change that to where I can enter in any dice amount that I want to now that I think about it. I'm not
So I
gonna
just
I'm not
put
gonna
the-
do it now, but I just had a thought.
So I just put the number 2 in there.
Yep, the number 2.
Oh. Okay, then I need to select force.
Yep.
Okay.
How sweet is that?
Nice. So I dealt 19 damage on that strike. Right to where I assume would be the eye socket.
Yeah, your arrow explodes right on its cheekbone eye socket, knocking a chip of its skull loose and sending it flying.
Alright. That's gonna end my turn right there.
And of course you had to roll at least 1 there, you know.
Oh wait, did I roll my... I don't think I rolled my constitution save for the...
Oh, yeah,
Bleeding.
you might want... Nope, it's too late. You're just gonna bleed.
Too late?
No, I'm kidding.
Sounds legit.
Yeah.
That sounds legit.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Pretty much what Elwin's saying.
All right. I
There we go. I passed that.
Yep.
So I've dropped the rope.
I do not have time to bleed.
I summon the javelin.
Okay.
So I've got my shield out and I've got the javelin out and I'm going to. Is he close enough to just stab with it? Right.
Well, you'd have to take a step forward, but I'll allow that as part of the whole action, no problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I'll melee attack him with the javelin.
Man,
you guys
we
and
just
your
all
min
roll-
damage, that's a
But we
bad...
rolled good to hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I confused you with Nicholas's token for a second. You didn't have to take a step forward. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like right on
Um,
top of the thing.
So you stab
Did that
into
hit?
him. Yes, you stab into
Okay,
him,
alright.
dealing 4 piercing damage.
All right, and I'm afraid that I have to say goodnight.
Yes.
Since I have to drive very far tomorrow morning.
No problem.
So
Yep.
I will continue
No
to
problem.
attack until Nicholas retreats.
Got it.
Good night.
All right.
Good night. Thank you. Good gaming.
Night.
Mhm.
And I believe that's the end of his turn. It's my turn. How head in to range. Am I in range for that? Yeah, it is because that's a half square.
You do have to be directly adjacent for a 5-foot reach weapon.
I'm within 5 feet.
No, like any half square is enough to count as being 1 full square away
At least for combat reasons.
for combat reasons. Right.
Movement, different story.
Exactly.
Okay, so I need to basically be here then.
Correct.
Well, you can be in Soggy's space because he is
Yeah.
small.
And
So
also
I
you
just
can
wanna be on-
step in the water. It's less than 5 feet deep.
I figure that much because it was the lighter color. But I'll just go on top of Soggy so he doesn't get attacked for some reason or another. And then it's as before. Well, actually not before because that's kind of the future and this is the past, or is this the present and that's the future?
Who
Which-
knows?
Thrusting his like a shield punch, but it's his kind of using his shield to cover his focus, which is his ring, and he's going to do a chromatic orb fire.
Yep.
Regular, I believe.
Yep.
And I can choose damage type. Let's please hit.
Well, it's not
3
like,
for 15.
well, it's not like Elwin hasn't already seen it in the future, whatever it is.
No, you saw in the past, I believe, that the mill. So you knew. I wanted
No,
to
I
do a role
noticed
playing thing
you-
in you, but I didn't want to
Okay.
drag it around.
You
Right.
strike the bunyip with your orb, and you deal 15 fire damage as the orb explodes in its face.
And then that would be the end of my turn. No other spells, no other action.
Nicholas is like, "Oh, you've really gone and gotten us into it this time." And he draws the sword of Arcadius and tries to attack the bunyip.
We're gonna kill this bunyip. We want that XP.
Max damage.
Max damage.
Because why not? Or
Because
close
it's
together.
Nicholas, yeah, you know. I mean,
He's-
it-
His damage is amazing.
yeah, it's what
Always.
it's what he does, you know.
I'm just very accurate. My arrows are very puny. I blame it on the fact that they're copper arrows.
Yep. Is this
I
creature
blame it on
undead?
that.
So yes, so he deals 18 damage, nearly killing the creature.
Oh my
He
word.
takes a huge chunk out of it, and it rears back, hurt badly.
Nicholas and I carrying the team over here, killing this thing.
Hey, what? Me? Hello? I guess it was pretty hit, and I was kind of like love tapping it with my shield.
Aubrey moves towards
That's
the
that
exit
scene.
and prepares to run.
Wow.
Trista steps in front of Elwyn to shield him from any attacks. the Bunyip all of a sudden has a eldritch connection between Soggy and itself, and the eldritch beam between it and Soggy suddenly seems to be feeding it like an electrical current feeding, you know, an electric monster or something like that, to where it is literally growing in size with every
A
moment.
symbiosis.
Yes. And so it grows another 2 size categories as you guys stand there in amazement watching what is happening.
Can we not?
I have a very bad feeling about this.
So
Oh my gosh.
as it begins to take up more of the space, suddenly the water begins to rise around it, and the area where you guys are standing is now 5 feet underwater. And Soggy, you are still paralyzed, so you are now once again underwater. The rest of you are standing in the water, and the Bunyip kind of convulses and crashes down into the center of the pool, where it like sinks to the bottom and creates this swirling vortex of a whirlpool that begins to, instead of sucking water down into it, it seems like it's like a reverse whirlpool, to where the water is spinning and churning at a rapid rate. But
I have returned. I do
It's
apologize.
like a geyser.
it's not spitting water out, but the water is rising as the whirlpool begins to spin and swirl in the vortex. So now the cavern is filling with water, and you guys are already 5 feet deep in it.
Oh.
So, quick recap for Audrey. We went down to the cave. We were at the cave. There was a chest at the center of a kind of pool. Elwyn and Soggy went in to dive. Soggy had connection with this certain beast for some reason and froze up. And then Elwyn tugged on the rope. Myself, Tristan, and Anjamin argued a very long time and what a pull means. Should we pull him up? Does it mean we need to give him a rope? And yada yada, etc., etc. We decide, we should pull him out. And then while we're doing that, this big ass thing comes up and attacks Elwyn. He got really, really, really hurt.
I'm still really, really, really hurt.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
And so after a couple turns, we pull out Elwyn and Soggy, and it chased us, and it grew very, very big, and just keeps attacking Elwyn because he likes Elf, I guess.
Elf is pretty tasty, I hear.
Yes, and then we were able to damage it quite a bit, but not enough. Now it's whatever the DM just said with the whirlpool. Reverse whirlpool? Out pool?
Yeah.
Like a water tornado is what I'm imagining.
A Lyra pool.
Yes, and then Aubrey was just being super cool at the end, judging us constantly while we're fighting and dying. Or Elwyn dying.
Judgment on Elwyn's death.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's good enough, or at least until you can watch the rest of it.
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah, that was a good recap. So now the water is rising, and everybody is still in initiative order. And Soggy, your connection with the Bunyip ends, and you may act.
The Soggy kind of like just spins upwards and to kind of like raises upwards, kind of like, ugh. Is everyone all right? What is that?
We're okay, I guess. It's
Elwyn's
looks
the
at
only one
Elwyn
hurt.
just bleeding everywhere and like half dead.
Bleeding everywhere. You make
We need to leave. I think it's Is the water levels keep rising?
Yes, yes.
This place is flooding.
And I like the idea that Tristan is like, everyone important to me is all right.
And then he looks.
Elwin's just bleeding everywhere. Just side eyes him. Like, that's almost what I imagined.
Soggy kind of like just. Can I make a check?
To do what?
A nature check or something to identify this situation?
As far as the bunyip?
As the waterfalls? The waterfalls?
Oh, yeah. You can go ahead and make a nature check to see if you know that a flooding cavern will drown you.
Not
Will water
that.
drown us?
Not
that's a good
that.
question.
I mean, what could be? Why is this happening?
That would be religion, because you'd have to understand what was happening with the bunyip. So you know that it has something to do with the bunyip, and that's about it.
Why is everything going wrong? Why is everything going wrong? It's kind of like is huddled in a doll, kind of like next to Elwyn, kind of like in a sort of tears. Why is everything going wrong, Elwyn? What did Soggy do?
It'll be fine, Soggy.
And from Tristan's
Elwyn's-
perspective, ever since he left Calden, nothing has ever gone right.
Elwyn's gonna see about trying to move like to right there, to right here, and then if he can try to get a visual on the creature so he can try to fire one last arrow at it, maybe stop this before it gets too much.
There is no creature there.
There's no creature at all.
Are you
Well-
saying like this water monster has turned back into water?
That's the best guess right there, ain't it?
None of you know enough to even make a check to see what you would know.
That
So
sounds legit.
no one knows no religion check.
Only you, with your special connection to the bunyip, were even able to make a check.
Elwyn wouldn't have studied any of this at all. I can tell you that. Well, guys, I can't see anything. I say we book it out of here.
We need
Before
to
we end up drowning.
leave.
Aubrey will.
Agreed.
Aubrey will look to. Who said they can't see anything? Is that you, Tristan?
Elwyn, I
Oh,
can't
Elwyn.
see any of the. I can't see the creature at all. There's nothing there anymore.
Oh,
Are we?
I
Wait,
thought you
are
were
we
talking
still
about
in
you couldn't
initiative?
see.
Yeah,
We're
I
still in initiative.
had paused the timer in order to give you guys a moment, and now I am starting the timer. And so, Elwyn, you can go ahead and take your turn. And as I said, the waters are rising, and you guys don't know how rapidly, as far as like game mechanic wise. I can't tell you how long it'll be before you're like underwater, but rapidly as far as your eyes can visually see.
Right. Okay. We need to get out of here, guys. Before this place floods and drowns us. With that, Elwyn's going to quite literally pick up Soggy and put him on his back again.
And Soggy's just in kind of like sobbing, kind of like as he's saying, he's kind of like cursed. He's like, Soggy is a stupid kobold. Stupid.
What did you guys do now?
Did you not see the giant beast?
Well, I would have thought that you had taken care of it by now, but apparently you let it get away just like the turtle.
The turtle hasn't happened yet. Keep that in mind.
Again? Oh my
We're
god,
still-
we're still in
Yeah,
the
we're
past?
still in the past.
We're still in the past.
Damn
yeah.
it, DM! I'm just kidding. Okay.
Put
We
all the
almost
blame on
had a
DM.
paradox when Elwyn
Oh.
got healed. So
If I hadn't have been healed, that thing when it bit me, I probably would have died. Oh man.
Alright. I'll play along this time. Just kidding.
Alright. Elwyn's gonna move to like right there. And then that'll end my turn. As I'm carrying Soggy gonna slow me down at all real quick?
Yeah, you only get half of your movement, but that means that if you
Okay.
take both of your actions, you can get your full movement.
Okay, I'll just do that and move to right here then. That'll end my turn. Benjamin, who has left the house.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
so do you want me to control him, or do you?
I'm just gonna do the logical thing, which is get moving. So he is going to go ahead and jump in the water and start swimming to there, and then use his other action to move to there.
It's like the water is like chest level, right? I believe.
A little over.
Yeah, so it's still difficult to cut it. And he will do the same.
That means my movement's quartered. If I don't take my action to move.
Yep.
Okay, and then that's. And then I will dash, which is. Right here. And I'll end my turn.
Nicholas will jump in and join his brother and friend.
Aubrey.
Okay. Since they're heading southward, she's going to follow suit.
Well, it is where we came from.
I thought for half a second you were going to say she's going to head north.
Yes, because
Reasons.
18 plus intelligence states split the party and let the rising tide water not really mess with my head. No, just kidding. All right.
Don't want to ruin that hair.
Oh, that beautiful brand new hair. Beautifully fresh washed hair.
Right. Well, technically it'd be getting another wash because this is cool, crisp washer. Alright. So you just plan right on my back, or you plan to move yourself?
That's right on the back. And he's just kind of like, Soggy is a stupid kobold. Doggy is a stupid, stupid, stupid kobold. He kind of like is hitting himself on
Shut
the head.
up! And she just continues swimming.
Then on your turn, Soggy?
Yeah, if you're not moving and you're allowing
She totally
Elwyn
just
to move.
shut him down.
Okay. That's
guy.
with my action used as well. That's basically my full movement.
And then Einjamin is going to move. But as he does, at the end of this round, the water rises to the point that now you guys are only barely able to have enough space between the ceiling and the water level so that your head is like looking right up at the ceiling. It's only inches away from your face now. And everybody has to start making swim checks to move.
Fun. Tristan's not here. Oh
Oh,
wait, no, there he is. He's in the party, but Tristan, you there?
oh, did he say be right back? I did see a be right back. Okay. So yeah, so I am going to auto pass his swim check to get over by Einjamin to move things along.
Gotcha.
Nicholas.
And Nicholas, who always
Yeah.
does great at everything.
Nicholas
The
can't be
living meme.
stopped. Yeah.
Now does Aubrey.
Okay, so swim check, right?
Yeah, that's athletics.
Yeah, athletics, -1.
Ouch.
Well, it was either learn to swim or learn to bend reality to your whim. So, yeah. You didn't have
Well.
enough time for both extracurriculars.
Enough time. I like how swimming is considered an extracurricular. Not a vital skill at all. Just extracurricular. It'll be fine.
So, obviously the 9 does not pass enough to be able to move half of your speed. So you're only able to move 1/4 of your speed.
Can I, I'm going to use, I wonder if this can be done, DM. If I were to, where's my stupid, here it is.
You want to use one of your ray things to basically jet propulsion you through the water?
Not quite. I was going to use, like, say, an aurora beam or something to freeze the water and, like, grab hold of the ice that it forms and let it take me that way. Almost basically create, like, an ice surfboard in a way, or an ice log.
Yeah. Okay, so, at first I was thinking that the ice would, like, maybe not, be beneficial to you since it might get in your way, but now that you describe it like a log like that, now I'm picturing in my head exactly what you're picturing. So, yeah, so the beam, like, makes, like, a 6-foot long chunk of ice that you can cling to, and there's still not a whole lot of space, but with the rapid current, it allows you to move at your full speed down the path.
Tristan's
All right.
back.
So you guys see her just kind of like, she's struggling. So what she does is she says, all right, if it won't play along with me, then we'll do it my way. And she, like, slams both hands into the water and then kind of shoves her hands forward. And you just see a beam of pure ice form over the surface of the water, instantly freezing that part of the water. And she just grabs hold of it and she begins, like, kicking her legs while holding the sides of the ice that she just formed all the way to the group.
You just make a swimming board?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, she
That's a
did.
big thing.
She did.
I was for a second thought you were gonna do like an Iceman thing and make it surf it down.
No, because that would require an athletics check to stay on top of the ice. And I am not doing that.
Well, and there's not really enough space in the cavern, I don't think, to stand. There
No.
might be. Is there?
Yeah, we'll
No, your
It
faces
would
are very
require
close
an
to
ath-
the ceiling.
Yeah.
It would require an athletics check just to get up onto it.
To put it
Ye-
another way, next round you're going to be underwater.
Sounds legit.
That sounds terrible, really. Who's next?
Oh, is that what we're doing? No thanks.
I guess I'll die here. Truly the darkest timeline.
Yep, we all die. Time to roll up clerics.
Suddenly, time and space shift, and the whole battle with the turtle is now with a bunch of clerics.
I think I remember this fight being a little different than before.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
Exactly.
Oh, Aubrey, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Well, it's Trista's anyway.
Trista is going to auto succeed because she is also a prodigy.
DM privilege.
Yep.
I believe Soggy's still just hanging on. Is
Yep.
he?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Soggy's like, stupid, 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 stupid nature.
That's as far as I can get this. Okay. I gotta make an athletics, right?
Yep.
Would
And you'll
Normally it would be at disadvantage, but I'm going to allow you to just roll normal.
okay.
I imagine Soggy would be helping.
Yeah, and that's exactly why, is because Soggy is kind of streamlined and his tail can be used to kind of help propel a little bit, so.
So Elwin twists him a bit, and then the tail starts.
I got basically a I got a motor.
Yeah. You got a little
Motorized
swimming
Soggy.
backpack, yeah. So, yeah, you easily are able to move half your speed with him down.
Okay. I make sure I got the distance right. Okay, right there.
Which, of course, with 2 actions is your full speed.
Well, I've already used my action surge earlier.
No,
Yeah,
I meant,
dash action.
I meant move and standard action. You can,
Well, keep in mind I've got Soggy, so that slows me down. Plus, it's difficult terrain, so it'd be quartered normally.
Yeah, no, it's not difficult terrain anymore. It's required to
Okay.
make a swim check now.
Okay, so I can make my full distance. Okay, so that means I can actually catch up to you. Gotcha.
Right,
I see
right.
what you're saying.
Instead of walking through deep water, now you're just swimming.
Yeah, I know some DMs, they count it as difficult terrain when you're swimming, so that's what I was going
Well,
based off
they're
of.
just assholes then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's already slowing you down to half speed because of the water resistance. I don't really see a need to, like, also make it difficult terrain.
And I don't even think there's feats or anything. If you do well enough, you swim your speed, and then if you do an athletics check, you can even swim faster if you wanted to.
Don't ask me. I just have to roll with it.
Okay.
I
your
thought
turn?
it was half speed, but even if it wasn't, logic dictates that you would be slowed down slightly,
Right. Well, that's gonna end my turn right there.
Then you can end your turn right there.
I will end my turn right there. Thank you very much.
Einjamin
Einjamin, why don't you
is
lead the
going to
way?
roll. He's going to roll. Just because
Yeah, 'cause
it's Einjamin.
Just because Einjamin, he's the lesser brother.
Just a normal roll, no disadvantage.
15.
Oh, look at that, Einjamin.
He actually knows how to swim.
Yeah, he does all right. So he gets like about there.
Just like way ahead of us.
And now, yeah, he is literally like swimming ahead a bit. And now, as the water rises, Einjamin takes one last breath and dives under the water, knowing that it's swim or sink or swim from here.
Okay, so we are swimming now.
You are swimming and you are now underwater, so you will require a Constitution save at the start of every round after this in order to continue to hold your breath.
Is that the rule of it?
I think there's a
I'm
rule about
for
how many
sure
rounds you get.
It's Constitution plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember, you guys have already been swimming in battle, panicking a little. So basically, in order to speed things along, rather than give you a couple of rounds of like, oh, you can hold your breath, it's like, okay, and now you guys are, you know, under the water and dealing with that because this has just all of a sudden happened. So you didn't
Okay.
have the time to prepare like you would like if you were diving into the pool in order to like try to hold your breath for a while.
Yeah, especially Elva over there.
So before the con save, is it at the start or at the end?
The con save will be at the start of every round after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
not yet, but we can count that one
You
as your
failed.
first one. No, that succeeds.
You
Okay.
failed. You start drowning.
Okay,
You
so
got
I'm
a
going
high
to double
save.
move it, and I'll just be by. Do I need to roll athletics?
Still need to roll athletics.
Sixteen. Yeah.
That is consistent as hell.
And that's 60 feet.
Okay. Wait, 60, 30.
Oh, 30?
Yeah, because... Yeah, that should be 30, though.
Oh, so we are half speed at swimming.
Right, because water resistance.
Okay, then here I am.
Oh, is that only 30 feet? Oh. My bad. I guess I overshot with Einjamin a little.
You best have a decent constitution. There, Aubrey.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Next
Well, it's
round.
coming up.
Yeah, it's not going to be long, but...
Like another 6 seconds.
For some reason, it always feels that much time.
It always does, but it never is in reality.
Aubrey, you there?
Yeah? Is it my turn?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Sorry.
all-
Alright, she's... Where is she gonna go? Through here?
To the west.
Yep.
Keep in mind you have to make a athletics.
But she's
Unless-
got a
oh, she's still got
block
the
of
thing.
ice.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got
Right.
the ice thing to keep her afloat. So all
Right.
she has to do is kick.
Bad one. Maybe.
Okay.
Well, it's up to DM, I guess.
Well, she can't use that anymore because water has completely filled the cavern.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just stuck to the ceiling.
Yep. So... Let's see what else I can do.
Finagle her way through this.
Yep.
I think you still need to do an athletics row.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's just trying to figure out if there's a way she can finagle through that.
Right.
Because her athletics isn't the best.
Oh.
It's like a -1, I believe she said.
But
Take
10 is enough to be able to move forward. So you're good.
Cool.
Alright. Alright. I'm just gonna... On Soggy's turn, because I figure we're gonna go down at the same time since I'm the one swimming.
Yeah, in
Just
fact,
take a deep
I'm
breath.
gonna move Soggy to just after you in case he wants to do something after you move.
Right. All right, Soggy, take a deep breath, and I'm gonna dive down and start swimming.
Soggy is. That's what he does. But
Alright,
he
need to
just looks despondent and sad.
No, 19. You managed to swim half of your speed up to the group, basically.
Well, I've still got Soggy. Does that not slow me down at all now?
No, because underwater his propulsion is not a hindrance to you at all.
Okay. So I get up to the group. Cool. And that'll end my turn.
And now, Soggy, if there's anything that you want to do, now that you guys have moved up to the group, you can.
So, well, Soggy's just kind of like in a depressed or a stupor. He kind of like he's just. Why is Soggy such an idiot beast? Well, Soggy is stupid. He can't like just. It's kind of like just banging his head across the nearby wall.
How are you talking underwater?
Tristan says, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, sorry. Just Soggy's just kind of like just giving it a despondent look as he kind of like looks at his friends just swimming and just feels saddened. During this time, does he experience any other or like anything? Does he experiencing anything else before?
Yes, for some reason, you wanted to continue to be connected to the bunyip like you were.
Well, I keep silent for that.
So he's even sadder than before.
He's even more sad.
And confused.
Roll depression check.
Please don't lick Ling Ling.
Einjamin, of course, has to make another roll because the lesser brother.
Yep.
No auto success for him.
No auto success for him, indeed. And
He's
yet,
still-
he's like, whatever. Screw you, Tristan.
He's almost as good as Elwyn over here.
Almost.
Almost. But Elwyn's also an elf with a kobold on his back. Slows him down a bit.
Tristan. Okay, so just to let you guys know, the normal drowning rules would give you a little bit more time, like we've already covered, and then
Right.
once you've held your breath for that long, you just instantly fall to 0 hit points and are unconscious. That is not how I like to do drowning, and how I like to do drowning is that you can hold your breath not for a number of minutes equal to your constitution modifier, because that's ridiculous. That's like hundreds of rounds. Well, not hundreds, but tens of rounds.
Dozens.
Yeah, dozens. So I rule that you can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to your constitution modifier times 2, and then you have to start making constitution saves in order to continue to hold your breath. As soon as you fail 3 constitution saves, you are drowning, and at that point you fall to 0 hit points but are not unconscious. Well, 1 hit point, I guess, would be, the accurate term to put it for 5e mechanics. And you have to start making death saving throws, and of course, just like with regular death saving throws, once you fail 3 of those, you're dead.
That's not very fair.
And succeeding at a death saving throw doesn't do anything other than buy you another round. So
Man, drowning is brutal.
yeah, so with that in mind, go ahead and roll Constitution.
Don't fail.
Don't fail.
Wait, didn't his 16 from earlier already count for Tristan?
Oh, that's right. Correct. What?
He rolls
And I
another
roll a
16.
16 again.
Yeah, just to
Wow.
rub it in, you know. And now you can roll athletics.
Ooh.
All right, so you're unable to move at half your speed and can only move a quarter of your speed forward, so you can only get
15 feet.
15 feet.
Curse you, Einjamin. Or, wait. Blah, 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 blah. And he shakes his fist at him.
Nicholas is going to roll his constitution save. No auto saves for that, chummo.
It's Nicholas, though. What do you really expect?
Perfection every time. Oh, but
Oh,
No.
Tristan, flailing and unable to move forward, trying to use some kind of weird doggy paddle underwater, gets in Nicholas's way and he can't move forward any further.
so I like how that was worded to put it not on Tristan with that,
Yeah.
implying he's still
It was-
perfect.
It wasn't Nicholas was so bad at it. It was that I somehow interfered with him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yo, Aubrey.
with your weird swim. He would be saying, "What are you doing, Tristan?"
if it wouldn't lead to drowning, just like angrily points.
Aubrey easily makes her con save to hold her breath and must now find a way to propel herself forward.
It's called swimming.
Yeah.
I don't have that feat, though.
I want the swing feet too, at least in this situation.
Right? Everybody's trying to quick rework their character sheet. Oh, I have swim.
Oh, look at this. That's convenient. It's part of my elven heritage.
Turns out I'm a sea elf.
I'm not actually a wood elf. They mistook me for a wood elf. It's understandable.
So go ahead and roll athletics, Aubrey.
She's good.
Oh,
Damn.
indeed. In fact, you can catch up with Einjamin there. You don't have to stay back by these losers.
Ouch. Nicholas just got called a loser.
Yeah. Well,
Probably for the first time ever.
he did allow you to get in his way, whereas Aubrey just effortlessly swam under your flailing.
You mean Tristan? Yeah. I'm not Tristan.
Right. Underneath Tristan's flailing. Correct. Did not mean to impugn your swimming abilities.
I'm an elf here, sir. I demand to be treated.
That's right. That's right.
Uh,
Aubrey, is that your turn?
So Einjamin's the one that's not here, right?
We currently have Einjamin and Nicholas not here.
Right. I don't know if I can actually do this. Let me see how far that is. What? No, it's 10 feet. All right. End my turn for now. Is there... I'm going to roll a perception check to see if I can find like a small air pocket above.
Okay. You think you see something, but taking the time to swim up, it was, either filled in or nothing, and so you didn't manage to get a breath.
Okay.
And then if that's your turn, you can just click on end turn.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, I figured. That's why I just wanted to give you a little reminder.
Next time it won't be so little. It'll be blatant. Very up in your face about it.
Oh yeah, you guys know me.
Oh, yeah, we know.
I'm the harshest DM around. Although your sister is about to die, so there is that.
Yeah, Tristan. You might want to watch out. Your sister may drown here.
I don't know that. I'm at the front.
You're not at the front. You're in the middle.
And
Aubrey,
I'm
I
in the
can
front.
run at the
I'm
front.
looking forward. I can't see behind me. Why would I see behind me?
at least she's able to swim, but now she has failed one of her 3 constitution saves that she gets before she's going to be dying.
Yeah. Just need to make this athletics.
You mean to make a con first?
I do need to make a con. You're right.
Yes.
At least that's something fighters are proficient in.
Yes. Wow.
That crit success right there.
Are you sure you're not a sea elf?
I'm pretty certain I set myself up as a wood elf.
I'm thinking that it's because Soggy's on you're carrying Soggy,
Mmm.
and the
Yeah.
whole
That works.
The connection with the bunyip and everything, yeah, I can see that.
Alright, so I get full movement, right? It's 20 to do my thing. Okay. Oh, come on. Right, that's my movement, and that's going to end my turn right there. So, are you doing anything?
You there, Hazard?
yeah, I am. And Soggy kind of like worries for Trista. Is there anything I can try and help Trista?
I mean, I can't think of anything specifically off the top of my head from your list of powers, but you're welcome to try whatever, you can think of.
Maybe I can propel us forward using a Eldritch Blast. It is kind of like
Well, yeah, it is, to an extent. It's possible, but it could also go wrong as well.
Soggy just kind of like keeps trying is going to try and is going to try and keep everyone together in some way, kind of like some sort of motivate way, kind of like in some sort of prepare a help action.
Yeah, I mean, You can prepare to help somebody swim if you see somebody struggling to swim, I guess.
Of course. Just that's what I'll do.
Okay.
It does know that I can. Are we sure Eingerman's not the one that's half elf?
Einjamin seems possessed of some newfound abilities. He is swimming harder and faster than you've ever seen him, capable of in his life. He's like Michael Phelps out there.
Michael Phelps up in here.
Oh, and did I mention that the difficulty class increases each round?
Tristan.
What the hell? Okay.
Does
So-
that difficulty class affecting anything?
Momentarily losing his rhythm, Tristan resumes his usual powerful strokes and kicks with his legs and propels himself forward. Nicholas begins to struggle to breathe. Well, not to breathe, but to hold his breath. But uses that as motivation to catch up to Tristan, who is now no longer in his way.
Tristan ever blocking off everyone else? Aubrey, it's your turn.
How freaking far are we down here?
We're good. We've had to walk a good ways.
Yeah, as far as you came in, that's how far you gotta go out.
This is
Plus a little further, because I skipped you ahead.
Well, she came back in the middle of the fight with the bunyip, remember?
Oh, right. But she wasn't...
Nope.
Oh, you didn't
Not
see the whole...
done.
Oh, yeah, no, really deep in. You guys went all the way in.
Well,
We were
the fact that
good
you
ways.
only gave us one round to go all the way through it's impossible, DM.
Yep.
Don't forget to make that con save, too. For holding your breath.
All right, so I am going to I'm going to kind of aim both hands towards the wall here. And I'm going to fire Yeah, I'm going to have to do that again. I'm going to fire another aurora beam kind of at the wall and use that propulsion to throw me that way.
Okay. So go ahead and click on Aura Beam. And for a target, just choose like Trista.
Tristan's gonna get knocked out.
Oh, I meant the token macro, but that's all right. We'll just deal with the spell points and everything later. So I'm going to allow that to happen. So go ahead and move yourself up by Einjamin.
Material component, a small vial of water. How about a fucking ocean full?
Yeah, but you got to get it in the vial.
The vial is the important bit.
No. That's just content related.
Yeah, and then
Semantics.
if that's your
Yeah.
if that's your turn, don't forget to click end turn.
Semantics. It'll be fine.
Mhm.
It'll all be fine.
Elwyn, not Tristan.
Yes. There you go. Now you're getting it right.
It's the ears.
Obviously, the ears are what it throws everyone off.
Yeah, Tristan's got pointy ears, you got pointy ears, it's
It's fine. I get that a lot about my ears. That actually save right there, or
that just saves.
all right then. So now I need to make my athletics.
Yep, that allows you to catch up with the group there.
Yep, moves me to right here. All right. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yeah, you guys will make it there.
We'll be fine. Surely. As long as one of us doesn't bump our head. Soggy.
Yeah, still holding on to that help action.
Okay.
Still holding on to the help action.
Yep, got it. Wow, really? So far, only Trista and not Einjamin, Nicholas have failed a saving throw?
The dice aren't letting you kill us tonight.
I guess.
Oh, he nearly killed me earlier. I was at 11 hit points. Thing dealt 18 damage to me in one round.
That's two.
Oh boy. Luisi's really good at swimming though.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes up for it with swimming prowess. It'll be fine.
You can tell that he has some panic in his movements while he's swimming. He's like, time to go, time to go. Now bounce off of that wall.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
It'd be like playing pinball.
Almost, eh? Oh. Nope, can't do that yet. Alright. Hmm. Alright, let's see here. Skill. Ooh, natural 20. She's motoring it along.
Don't forget that con save.
I think you want to see someone drown more than I do.
I'm intrigued by this.
Nope, she's good to go.
Yeah.
A natural 20 and an 18. That's pretty good so far.
It ain't bad. Don't
That's
forget.
pretty good for someone who has 0 in athletics.
Yeah. Go ahead and end your turn then.
Don't worry, I've only got a +2 in my athletics. That's just because I'm proficient in it.
Luckily. All right, so she fails and can only move forward half her speed.
Doesn't this activate my help action?
If you like, yes. You can swim forward and help her.
Yes, that's what I do.
Alright, then that means I'm no longer carrying Soggy. My back.
Alright, so that allows her to move her full speed. And now you are up where she's at right now.
So now you get to move Soggy to where Trista is.
He kind of like bubbles out, like saying, kind of like it isn't clear, but he is saying, Soggy helps.
Yeah. Brr, 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 brr. And then that's also your turn. Elwyn.
As Nicholas was swimming by, would I have been able to tell that he was panicking a bit?
Yep. That's why I described
Okay.
that you can tell that there's some panic in his movements. So
Okay.
you're gonna shoot him with an arrow quick?
I'm planning to swim by and then try to shoot an arrow behind me to do a bursting arrow.
I think
I can
it's
see
behind his
that.
feet.
I think it's in the D&D rules. You can't shoot an arrow underwater.
Can I not? If I can't, that's fine. I'll just swim like I normally do.
Does it apply
That
to magic
seems
arrow though?
that seems a little odd because I'm from Wisconsin and people go bow fishing like all the time.
But do they both fish underwater?
True. Okay, I can see how perhaps the initial kinetic energy needs to start unhindered by water resistance.
Like you can't fire a gun into water, but you can fire a bow into water. It's a weird thing, I know.
Yeah, it says range so long unless it's a crossbow because it has to have some kind of force to jettison the arrow forward, and you pulling back against the bow, you're pulling back against the water, but like mechanics are okay. Like
Yeah, it just seems odd to me because, like I said, you know, I've watched people take a bow and
Okay.
shoot a fish out of the water.
Yeah, it's the whole shooting it into it. How about this? Since Elwin's an arcane archer, can he just prep the
Yeah, I
prep
would
the
allow.
arrow
Yeah, I
and
would
then
allow
just
him to
stab it?
use it. Yeah, he can just use the arrow. It's not a requirement that it be launched from the bow so much as that he use his arcane archer abilities. Because you have your runes carved into the bow, though, you do have to like knock it in order to charge it.
Right. Okay, that works just fine. Then.
okay, so all right, so it says a ranged weapon attack automatically misses a target beyond the weapon's range.
Well, I'm
Even
trying to
against
miss
a
him.
target within normal range, the attack roll has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow, net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin.
Yeah, but I mean, this doesn't even have anything to do with range or anything like that. Like, and again, like regardless of what the rules actually say, like I have watched people shoot a bow into the water. Like I know it can be done. But we're not even dealing with him shooting a bow. We're just saying that regardless, he can use the uh, exploding arrow to try and create a concussive blast. But again, you know, be careful doing stuff like this because you never know what I'm gonna rule happens.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's why I was just sort of
Not
saving
trying to
it
be a
for.
rules lawyer or nothing. I was just.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we didn't take it like that. I was just making sure that I was clear about the way that I'm, you know, adjudicating this because, you know, there are situations that come up like this all the time where it's always best to just go what is the most fun and makes the most sense rather than worry about, you know, what the actual rules say.
All right. So
You don't have to roll anything. You just have to use the thing to spend your points.
Right. That I was going to ask. Does that take up an action to do that?
It does.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, since it's half movement to get there, and I'd actually be right up alongside Tristan, or not Tristan, but Nicholas. I'm going to wrap one of my arms around him, and then have the arrow detonate below both of our feet. That way it jettisons both of us forward.
Okay. So I'm not going to make you roll for anything. Like I said, just go ahead and use the explosive arrow in order to spend the points. And
I already subtracted it off because it doesn't do that when I click on it anyway.
What? It should.
Yeah, it hasn't before.
Oh, okay.
I figured.
I thought I fixed it, but yeah, it's fine if it's not fixed. I'll deal with it later. Anyway, the point is that what I am going to require is that both of you now roll a Constitution save.
Okay. So many con saves.
Yeah, unfortunately, con just made the most sense. Oh, all right. So what happens here is Nicholas is able to withstand the force and is moved 10 feet forward. Without injury. However, Elwin is moved 10 feet, but... Oh, there it is. Takes... three force damage. The concussive blast kind of knocks you around a little bit.
Alrighty.
And that's one failed save for Einjamin. Who, now panicking like his brother, paddles forward. Well, Tristan is managing to compose himself pretty well. And that's 3.
Oh.
And because it's a natural 1, he also has to instantly make a death saving throw. Which he also fails.
You rolled that as Einjamin, but
Oh,
we will still count as a fail.
yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine.
Oops. Didn't remember to click on Nicholas there. My bad.
It's all good.
So, yep. Nicholas is now literally drowning. He has 1 hit point. And that's only because he can still try to swim.
Did you say Nicholas or Elwin?
Nicholas. Elwin's doing
Oh,
just
dear.
fine right now.
Alright, so he manages to swim forward at least. Out of my way, Tristan.
All right, I'm gonna launch a frost bolt right here and propel me this way.
Nope. As you launch the frost bolt, ice forms around you, but it does not propel you. It doesn't have enough force like the aura beam.
Okay, never mind. Then I'm just gonna have to keep going.
Yeah, sorry. I was allowing it for the aura beam because it's so powerful as a 2nd level spell, but I knew you were going to try one of the other ones, and I was like, nope.
Well, let's.
So you managed to swim, but don't forget the con check.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had to go around the corner, so Einjamin would be about the furthest you could make it. You fail. That is 1 failed save for you. And then if that's your turn.
Yep.
Trista goes ahead and makes her con save. We hope.
We shall see.
And that's 2.
The 2 supposed prodigies are the ones failing at swimming right now, or at least holding their breath.
I was gonna say they're rocking the swimming, just
They didn't bother to build up enough stamina with regards
Yeah.
to swimming.
yeah, they neglected their cardio.
Built up a lot of their strength and dexterity and whatnot, but it's just
Can I try and help Nicholas in some way?
What would you like to do?
Medical check?
I mean, you
Okay.
can tell that he's struggling to hold his breath, so
Survival?
what do you want to do? Like give him the whole mermaid treatment, breathe some air into his lungs?
Yes.
Oh,
Um,
this is gonna go great.
I am going to allow you
Skip to
to do.
110.
Yeah. I'm going to allow you to do this. But here's the deal. You now have to make 2 constitution checks. Or no, just make your con check at disadvantage. Because you are giving up some of your own air.
Nicholas is gonna love this when he sees it.
Alright, so you have now failed your first save. Nicholas is going to get advantage on his next death saving throw. Yeah, I almost don't even want to tell Alias.
Oh,
Kill him.
are you kidding? We're all gonna tell him at some point. One of us is.
Yeah.
It's too funny.
So, Soggy, if that's your turn.
You should be able to still move.
Well, I think Soggy just keeps hitching rides with people.
Yeah, he was on Trista
That way-
and then he moved over to Nicholas.
Yeah, he rides on people and helps whoever he sees needs help.
I thought
Besides
with
doing that.
Soggy, he would be actually the fastest one.
He kind of like is trying to help out. So that ends my turn.
Yep.
Righty. Make that con save. Ouch.
That's a fail.
Yep, that's the first fail.
That's the first for you. You already got some teammates that are drowning. Ooh, and the
Freaking
panic.
nature.
Yeah, the panic sets in.
It's from that blast, man. It threw me for a loop.
Yeah, your ears are still ringing and your eyesight is blurry as you struggle to swim forward.
Alright, so I can move a total of half my movement even with the action,
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
Okay. Get right there.
Did I make things worse?
No?
No, you helped as far as Nicholas goes.
You helped in other areas. There's no guarantee I would have succeeded either of those because you were just giving me he was just giving me straight rolls by this point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then is that your turn?
Oh yeah. Forgot to end my turn that time.
Oh no, he failed by 5 or more. He is unable to move even half his speed forward and moves a quarter of his speed.
Oof.
What the hell, man? Oh, unable to move even half your speed forward. You can only move a quarter of your speed this round. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's a death save, but it's at advantage because Soggy over there.
Yep. All right. So I got bad news. The
Uh-oh.
the difficulty class continues to increase with each round. Last round it was up to 13. This round it's up to 15. So he failed.
For a death save.
Yeah.
For a
That
death
mean-
save.
That means we're gonna have to start.
Why don't
that
he
means
heal himself first before he does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
The healing won't help with the drowning though.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, I was like, oh wait, yeah.
Okay, I have a real problem with this segment, this entire thing. I'm not sure what the hell we're doing. Are we just rolling continuously?
So far, you're trying to make it to the exit.
How many rolls would it need to take? I mean, what is this? It's been like 40 minutes of doing this. It's like at least half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I get the realism part of it, but this is just, I don't know. And plus, Atlas isn't here for his character, and
I understand.
Are we at the end of the tunnel here?
You're getting
we should be
close to
getting
the
close.
end of
I was
this
about to
one.
say. At the end of this one. Oh boy. I thought this was the only tunnel we came through.
This was the only tunnel I made you walk through to get here because there was no combat until you got to the Bunyan. We skipped ahead
Right.
as far as, like walking through the whole cave system.
So we have a whole nother cave system full of water that we still have to go through?
You guys know that there is a ways to go until the exit, yes.
Well.
You do not plan on making the exit within the next 5 to 10 rounds.
This isn't gonna work. My character's gonna die here. All right. She's going to take. She knows she's losing air, and she knows she's not gonna make it. So she looks to the others. Gives them a firm nod, and she takes her dagger and she slits her throat, and she's dead. Because that's just way too far.
What?
she auto kills herself.
Okay. So you'd rather slit your own throat than risk drowning?
Wouldn't you?
I think
You don't-
I think
yeah,
I'd
no,
swim until I
Depends.
couldn't.
Depends on the person.
I mean, if I was trapped under ice and I knew there was nowhere to swim to, I
There is
don't
nowhere
know.
to swim to.
I don't know.
You sunk the whole cave in 2 rounds, and like, there's no way we're going to make another 500 feet with the DC going up by 2 every single round. We're only level 3. If this was level 20, it would be possible, but not at level 3. So, yeah. She has ended it. She has ended herself right there. Because she knows she's not going to make it. I've got a -1 to my swim check, and the DC for the con saves are going up. And I'm running out of con saves to make because
Like, I have a +3, and that's double, so 6 rounds.
yep, same with me.
Okay, you guys watch in horror
And-
as Aubrey
and this
takes
is-
her own life.
And this is already the 6th round. Actually, it's the 11th, but
Soggy's just like, I don't get why he did that.
because we're not going to make it.
So now, do I make a Constitution check?
Every round.
Is this normal or disadvantage?
This is normal. Nobody should be getting disadvantage for now. Okay, so is that your second one, I think? Yeah, that's your second one.
Yeah.
And now you can make a athletics check to swim at advantage, or you can not move. Even with advantage, you can only get half of your speed.
Where do I go?
A little bit up by Aubrey, like right around there. And then is that your turn?
Yep.
All right.
Oh man. So you can only get a quarter of your speed.
Okie dokie. Quarter of my speed. It's like 8. So, like right there.
Yep. And that is 3.
That's Eingerman's third?
Yep.
Oh, that's con save. I thought death save. I was like, what?
No. Nicholas is gonna die coming up soon.
Ouch.
Spoilers.
We have to retcon the whole turtle fight now.
And so Elwyn, that's your turn, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do need it. And turn.
And then Einjamin, that's his turn. Tristan, who still hasn't failed one.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Tristan is the only one who hasn't. And there it is.
And jinxed it.
Of course. So you can get half of your speed, basically up to Trista and Einjamin.
Okay. For story purposes, are we gonna drown?